right. No intro. We're recording this at 8:56 p.m. Pacific time on Thursday, right after the Knicks versus 76ers wrapped up. No intro. Donovan, just take over. Just go. ISO.
Anything is possible!
The cranium is crazy. Oh my god.
I mean, I really don't know what to say.
Crayon eaters rejoice.
Oh my goodness. I have never been happier to be in front of this camera right now. I was about to throw up watching this game. When Brunson, so much stuff happened, but Brunson had gotten an and one towards the end of the game and had a free throw opportunity to put the Knicks up 4 and missed the free throw. And I thought it was over. I thought I thought the Sixers were gonna pull some magic the same way that they did in Game 5. I thought they were gonna win, but it doesn't matter. But it just didn't end up mattering because Josh Hart. If I was James Dolan, knowing that I'm going to be a billionaire for the rest of my life, I'm giving Josh Hart a lifetime contract tonight. I never want him to leave my team. First of all, the whole team just gutsy. I don't understand how we went from up 20 to down 10, just no offense, nothing. But the fact that we got these bums, these bozos, these losers in Philadelphia out the paint, I hate these guys so much. I've never, ever, ever hated a team.
Why?
More than
What's
I hate
about them?
I hate the Sixers more than I hated the Atlanta Hawks 2 years ago.
I hate the way you walk. I hate the way you talk.
I hate the way you talk.
I hate the way that you dress.
It's all trash. First of all,
That's just me, I guess.
First of all, Embiid, it's easy to hate Embiid. It's easy to hate somebody 7'2", 280 who wants to act like he's the smallest player on the floor and foul baits all day, right? Do you want to go with the nut punch to Hartenstein or the nut punch to Mitchell or the little forearm shiver that he gave to Brunson or the step that he gave on Josh Hart? Which moment do you want to pick? Because it's dirty all the way across. This is what happens, right? When a dirty bully meets an actual tough
Dirty bully?
when an actual tough, right, mentally tough team like the New York Knicks, a team that actually plays hard, that's what that looks like, right? That's what that is. Instead of whatever we've seen Joel Embiid do for the last 6 games. That's what that is. Jalen Brunson, who after 2 games, everyone was like, hey, maybe Becky Hammond was right. Wrong. He scores 40 every single night. What more do you want from him?
That's right, Becky.
What more do you want from him? We are going to Kyle Lowry throwing his caboose everywhere, every 5 minutes, right?
Swinging it.
Just slanging it, right? Oh,
Slanging it?
just slanging it.
Like
They
it's
don't do
a
that.
weapon?
They don't do that in Magic City, Mo. They don't do that in Magic City. Not more than him. Not more than him. The whole team, Kelly Oubre making one play every 6 minutes and giving a light skinned stare to the crowd. The whole team is as frustrating and as annoying to watch, and it's because they follow their leader, right? They have an all NBA bozo as their starting center, and I'm happy. I'm happy that we knocked them out the playoffs, and now we're gonna go play Indiana. Let's wrap it up. It's going to be a hard series, right? But I feel very good about our chances. So I'll say it right now. I see you guys in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Nice.
Wow.
Welcome back to episode 87 of the show. As you guys see by the title, today we are talking about every single team that lost in the first round of the playoffs, talking about what's next for them, how they can fix their team going into next year, just general outlook on what went wrong for them, what they can do about it going into next year. But obviously, we got to start with what Donovan just ranted about, the New York Knicks versus the 76ers.
We're back.
Well, what are your thoughts on this series after we heard all that from Donovan?
Well, obviously, I came up here a couple weeks ago. I was like, I feel super different about Joel Embiid coming into this postseason. That was so fucking wrong. I said that this was going to be the Joel Embiid run. We were going to see him make the Eastern Conference Finals. No one is standing in his way. There's no Jimmy Butler he has to face or whatever, because obviously we know what happened. The Boston Celtics, they're number 1 seed. They're not in that trajectory whatsoever. We all know what's happening with the Bucks. There should be, realistically speaking, no one standing their way whatsoever. But then Jalen Brunson's 6'1" ass is looking at me, and that's a completely different story.
You had the tallest 6'1" motherfucker in the world in his way this time.
Yeah.
It's so interesting because we did our predictions episode on the live stream before this started. And this is the series, I didn't give a prediction. I copped out. I was like, I do not know who to pick. I was like, this is going to be a 7-game brawl. I don't feel confident enough to give you any prediction of any sort. And I think that's exactly what happened. I didn't feel safe about who was going to win this game until the last play of the game where the Knicks closed it out. I felt like this was going to 7 the entire series. It was some of the best, most high-quality basketball we've seen in a first-round series. And I don't know how long. And as long as I've been watching basketball, this is up there with some of the best first-round series I've ever seen. Just 2 teams going to war. I don't think Joel Embiid played terrible. I don't think he shit himself like he has in the past. But he struggled with some games because the Knicks defense is that tenacious. Like Donovan said, Jalen Brunson didn't play great to start the series. Played fucking exceptional to close the series. And we just got up and down. Great performances from both teams. We saw the strengths of both teams, weaknesses of both teams. It was really a full package of what you want from a first-round series. Or any series for that matter. This just felt like an Eastern Conference Finals.
100%. Zach Lowe tweeted out right after the game that the point differential in this entire series after 6 games was Knicks +1. That's how close this entire series has gotten. Where you had the crazy Knick comeback in game 2, and then immediately in game 5, the script completely flips. Sixers do basically the exact same thing, right? Have a very similar moment, and I don't know. This series, this is one of those series where we talk a lot about like the scoring increase in games and how no lead is safe. It's the same thing happened here. The Knicks were up 20 in the first quarter, and it didn't really matter. They got walked down, and by halftime they were down. But towards the end of the game, and this happened throughout the entire series, if somebody went up 4, somebody went up 5 with even with 4 minutes to go, you kind of felt like, oh man, this is like a lot to overcome. Every possession was so critical. Every second was so crucial to what everybody was doing. And I think that this series really epitomized playoff basketball, like what a lot of people liked. And if you're not a Knicks or a Sixers fan, the series was really fun for you. If you're a Knicks fan now, the series is fun. But going through it, if you were on either side, this was the worst, most gut-wrenching, stomach-turning series that you could watch. But it's good though. Like real talk. Shout out to the Sixers because they did play well, and for Joel Embiid to have basically a week and a half of runtime coming into the series, and then still have a 40-point game, a 50-point game in this series, that's crazy. And he
had a triple-double. He had 10 assists in one of the games where he shot poorly. He
played bad in that game. He did.
Yeah,
he did
scoring wise for sure. But his playmaking, he found ways to impact games whenever he wasn't scoring well, and
that's fair.
He's gonna get slander like always because he's Joel Embiid and he's the top 3 player in the world.
His fourth quarters weren't great though. His fourth quarters weren't great.
Sure, for sure. But again, he's gonna get slandered no matter what. He played fine, not obviously to the caliber he plays in the regular season, but it's one of the better series we've seen from him in a while. And I think a lot of the reasons why we can point to the fourth quarter, like you said, it's a roster construction thing a lot of times too. Their lack of depth really showed in this series.
Yes.
And that's something we talked about at the deadline, right? We were like, this team is good and they have potential. Joel Embiid's injury muddies it up a little bit, but you could understand why they could have been buyers at the deadline to really make a push this year. They were good enough with the Eastern Conference that's weak enough. They didn't do that. They decided to hold their chips for the offseason, hold their cap space so when they can be real big players there in free agency. And that came back to bite them. Luckily tonight, Buddy Hield had the game of his fucking life. He had 8 threes. He went berserk. Came back from the dead after being unplayable for 5 games before this. But those 5 games before this, Buddy Hield didn't do anything. The one midseason addition, none of the other guys really carried their weight. And Joel Embiid had to play big minutes. Every time we got to the fourth quarter, he was gassed. He couldn't sit at all, or else they got ran off the court in those minutes. And it showed in the fourth quarter. He needed more help because the team was really on his back. And as a big guy, there's a reason that besides Jokic, not a lot of big guys can handle this kind of on-ball usage. it's hard to have that type of conditioning against a team like the Knicks who make you fight for your life to get every rebound. That tired him out, and that's why the Knicks prevailed in the end, I think.
It's that, man. Like, you tell me you have a person starting on your team who's making $40 million a year. They play 30 minutes and they put up the
don't get me
same
started.
amount of points as you. Like, yo, that's a huge issue. That's a humongous issue. Tobias Harris shouldn't be allowed to walk in the streets of Philadelphia anymore, bro. It's that serious. It's that level of robbery, thievery. He's a scammer. One of the greatest I've ever seen of all time. You're telling me you're supposed to be the third option on a team like this? And you put up 0 points? It's ridiculous. And it's okay.
Two shots. Two shots. He didn't even try.
Oh my God.
Two shots.
That's what's even worse. That's what's even worse.
Cardio. He's hitting that 13-3-30, getting his steps in. He's out there getting a summer waist. He's out there burning calories.
In a waist trainer, flat tummy tee, everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
He's running the summer with his tube tops. I mean, Ezekiel Elliott going to be in Cancun.
He got that echo
that's
beater
the
on
biggest
for sure.
For the 76ers. That's the biggest takeaway. You know exactly what you need. Of course, like they could have cashed in and sold in. And me personally, I wanted them to because I feel like Joel Embiid's time as a high-level NBA player is very limited considering all the things that he goes through randomly throughout every single postseason, whether it's like a tummy ache or half of his face isn't working or it's the knee or his elbow, his face, like whatever injury, worst-case scenario that you can think can happen has probably happened to Joel Embiid, bro. It's that serious with him.
Every year or two it happens.
For you to waste another year of his postseason peak, this is probably the best postseason he's ever played in. Off the top of my head, easily by far, considering it's only like 5 games or 6 games.
Yeah,
or whatever. But still,
I feel you.
But still, it's damning to me to go ahead and see him play this hard and also it being wasted. But at the same time, you, Daryl Morey, know what is needed to go ahead and level up this team, and pretty much no one on this team can come back unless maybe Kyle Lowry, Nick Batum, and Oubre. But that's it. You need depth from head to toe.
Let's talk about that. Listen, we're going to have plenty of time to talk about the Knicks and the next series against the Pacers, especially on Monday's stream, where we're going to be previewing the second round for the most part. And again, if you're not tapping into the streams, the playoffs, this is the time to tap in. Because like I said, this episode is about what every team should do into this next season. We covered that about the Suns at length. Our last stream was dedicated to tearing down the Suns' failures and talking about what they should do next. So we're not going to cover them again today, unless you guys have thoughts at the end. So go be sure to go check out that stream, because that's kind of like the precursor to this conversation. But Mo, that's a good transition. Let's focus on the 76ers and get into the first segment of this main pod. What should the Sixers do going to next year?
If you're a 76ers fan, I want Tobias Harris out of here immediately, bro.
Yep.
And I just look for wing depth. I see what other wings are going to be available throughout the post or in the off season. Obviously, Paul George hasn't re-signed his deal just yet. Have to be thinking what's going on over there. He could be an option. He should be an option. I believe they have a max space available, and also they have a plethora of picks as well. So everything needs to be optimized from head to toe, and things just need to be torn down. They need to scrap all this shit up.
Tobias Harris's contract is up now. He's going into free agency as an unrestricted free agent, and if they get rid of everybody else besides Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, they can get a max cap space spot and some. So there's not going to be any like big stars in this class unless Paul George makes some shit shake and doesn't resign with the Clippers.
Yeah.
But they'll have ability to get like multiple key pieces. Originally their thought was hopefully that could be one of OG Anunoby or Siakam or whoever else. It doesn't look like OG Anunoby's going anywhere. No. So TBD who that's going to be. But they also have the capability of signing and trading Tobias Harris if there's anybody out there that wants him and like some other stuff. But Donovan, Buddy Hield's a free agent this summer.
Yes.
Do you think they should pay him?
They have to. Like, obviously, this series was not kind to him, but tonight, and I guess this is how GMs keep getting tricked year in and year out. But like, it's games like tonight where you're like, okay, it kind of makes sense to have a knockdown shooter who can get that hot whenever Joel Embiid is that crazy and he's going wild. Because when Buddy Hield was doing his thing, it was purely because like the Sixers ran the same play like 6-7 times. They were like, okay, Embiid, you're gonna get to where this little like star circle is area on the what is that, left, right. you're going to be in the mid block, right? We're going to wait until the Knicks double, swing, and we're going to find Buddy Hield. And it happened like 6-7 times. And if you choose to double Joel Embiid because he's going to score 30, 35 a night in 33 minutes, which is very common, you need to have shooters around him that can make teams pay for doubling and not allow teams to try and go one-on-one, really slow the game down and not have everybody else involved. So I would re-sign Buddy Hield. 100.
Yeah, that makes sense. It depends on what the number is. I've been pretty vocal about thinking Buddy Hield kind of stinks. Tonight, he showed the best case scenario, and he's that type of player that has that streaky upside, obviously, being, like Mo reminds us plenty of times, one of the best shooters of all time, statistically. Nights like these can always happen, so if the price is right, I can understand keeping him around. If he shouldn't be the starting, definitely not going to be in the starting spot. I don't think I wouldn't want that. What I do think they should do is my main move for them. KCP has a player option for $15 million. For $15 million this year. He's going to opt out of that because he's going to get paid. We'll see what the Nuggets do. If they pay him and give him like the $25 to $30 million he's probably going to command the open market, their luxury tax bill is going to be out of this world. A lot of Nuggets fans are theorizing they might lose KCP for that reason. If KCP is going to leave the Nuggets, he has to be a Sixer. It is the ideal piece to pair next to Tyrese Maxey, give them a legit 3-and-D wing. Everything that Kyle Lowry was doing for them as an on-ball defender, being pesky, throwing the caboose around, KCP can do that while actually being athletic and good at basketball and young. They need to get KCP.
100%. And okay, so like when it comes to Buddy Hield though, I do think really whoever it is, like if you're going to keep Buddy Hield, if you're going to go get KCP, the shooter that you have, if they're going to be like an up and down player, you can only have one of those. You've seen that. You can see that over the last 4 or 5 years with Tobias Harris in the lineup, you haven't had a lot of room for error to have two like very volatile players in the lineup. If you do keep Buddy Hield, like everybody else, all this like high upside, you're really, really going to have to hit because the consistency that they had on the perimeter was not great, and ultimately it was the downfall of them.
They also definitely need another playmaker. Kyle Lowry, like I mentioned, was super important, especially in the playing game against Miami Heat. They need another passer. You know, there was that one game we were talking about where the Miami Heat were throwing nonstop zones at them, and all these perimeter defenders, perimeter players in the 76ers were just befuddled. They need another playmaker there that's not Tyrese Maxey. Somebody from the bench. Campaign was cool. He helped, but they got to upgrade that position as well.
Facts.
Yeah.
Shout out Campaign though.
So if they don't have the ability to go ahead and sign KCP and some other team throws him an even bigger bag, or the Denver Nuggets re-sign him because he likes the winning culture and he gets the bag, then another player who just makes a lot of sense, who's also like an impact player, meaning like if he's not getting buckets, he's either getting rebounds. If he's not getting rebounds, he's being a fucking menace on the defensive end. That's like the difference between the Sixers and the New York Knicks. The Knicks have impact from like 1 to fucking 10. You are getting elbows thrown. People are flying at the rim 110% almost at all times, or someone's giving you buckets. And someone who I believe who fits that same mold of just like impact, feistiness, is someone like Bruce Brown. I believe he has like a $23 million team option. And I have to imagine why the fuck would the Toronto Raptors go ahead and decide to accept that?
I think they'll accept it, but they'll trade him maybe.
If they do that, then that throws a rift in everything. But if there is a scenario where he ends up being a free agent, then I believe he should be another player on the target list. I'll probably prefer KCP because of spacing, but Bruce Brown adds the same type of value.
The good thing is they can get both. Like they had the cap space. They're going to have more, like a max spot. KCP isn't going to quite demand that. So let's say they sign a KCP or somebody equivalent. They also have draft picks from the James Harden trade. So let's say they pick up that team option for Bruce Brown. They could ship out somebody for cap fill or whatever, plus one of those draft picks for Bruce Brown. So that's the good thing with them is they can do a big signing plus a trade. And another possibility is, Lonzo Ball's supposed to be back next year. He has a team option, or I think a player option for $20 million. If he opts into that, I can see the Bulls trading him. They have some young backcourt now that maybe he's no longer needed there. He would fit ideally next to Tyrese Maxey if he was ever healthy.
Lonzo Ball like 3 years ago would fit.
Hey,
like
we'll see. He might be cheap. He might be cheap. It's a good buy low.
If Lonzo Ball's contract is not going to cost a lot, I'm cool with it. But I mean, we haven't seen Lonzo play in 2.5, 3 years. Like
Yeah.
you know, it's going to be a massive gamble.
This channel didn't exist with the last time Lonzo played, bro. It's crazy as fuck.
Wow.
Yeah. Another thing though, the harder part is they need the ideal version of Tobias Harris to be another scoring option there, because like obviously a good 3-and-D wing and a backup point guard are essential. But to really compete with like the Celtics, they probably need one more scoring punch. Like they need their version of MPJ as like a third option that's not quite a star but can put the ball in the hoop. I don't know how they find that, unless it's like everyone keeps talking about this summer. There's going to be a lot of player movement with the secondary apron stuff coming into play. Maybe a disgruntled, like low level star becomes available. We don't know about yet. But if not, I don't really know if they can fill that hole.
Brandon Ingram, congratulations. You are a Philadelphia 76er.
There you go.
He's a disgruntled star. Or at least he might be. I think I was watching his post-game presser a couple nights ago when they got eliminated by OKC. And he was talking about how he just needs to be better overall. And that same day, I believe, David Griffin, he was out here basically like just saying changes are going to be made. We have all the information now that we need. And Brandon Ingram is a piece who I feel like would be pretty not perfect on the Sixers, but it would be a fucking major upgrade compared to what Tobias Harris gives you. Anything would at this point in time.
Yeah, let's transition to that. Let's go to our second team in this segment. We'll see what the Sixers do. A lot of talk about them coming up. Since the last episode, the Oklahoma City Thunder concluded their sweep of the New Orleans Pelicans. It was just, as expected, a blowout. I've been talking about how good this Thunder are all year. And people were like, oh, they're going to be an easy target, whatever, because they're young. That didn't matter anymore because Zion Williamson got hurt. So they never really had a chance to be exposed for any of their weaknesses because the Pelicans just did not have enough without Zion. Mm-hmm. And all the flaws he talked about look 1,000 times worse when there was Zion there to cover them up. And they got blitzed on both sides of the ball. I think we can safely assume, like you just said, they're going to make some changes this summer from everything we're hearing. It's Zion, Herb Jones, probably Trey Murphy, and then everybody else can go. What do you see as the biggest need of these to address? They have a lot of needs. Which one do you guys see as the most pressing?
CJ McCollum. He's one of the biggest issues for me personally.
You hate this man. Keep going.
I genuinely do. Bro. I don't hate him. I just hate what he does on the basketball court. And like I always just say this, like, bro, if you have to pick a struggle, and he just decides to struggle out of everything when he's needed the most. Okay. You're supposed to be the vet, but you're out here looking like a rookie against Josh Giddey and them boys. What is going on here? You did not get paid for this. All right. He gets paid Tobias Harris type money. And at this point in time, considering also, like, I'll give him a little bit of grace because he is playing out of position. He's not naturally a point guard whatsoever. He's always been a 2. That's what he's known for. That's what he's played throughout his entire NBA career. And so obviously I can't put too much blame on him. I just think that the Pelicans have gotten enough information to this point to where they have to understand he's not the connective piece that we need to go ahead and settle things down and organize an offense. He is not the point of attack defender that we need whatsoever because Herb Jones is carrying everything on his back. And a lot of it is because of this man. He is a shooter, but he's not the shooter that we necessarily need considering all the other deficiencies that he has throughout the rest of the court.
Yeah.
So he got to go.
I don't think he's as terrible as you think, but I do think he should probably go because they need to start Trey Murphy and Herb Jones together. And obviously you're going to start Zion. That's your 2 through 4. Trey Murphy can be an oversized 2, Herb at the 3, Zion at the 4. And while CJ can be a contributing player as a shooting guard, not for this team for all the reasons you just said. And they need a point guard. It's pretty clear, right? They need passing. Donovan, you know how I feel about Jonas Valanciunas. Do you feel similarly? Does he have to go?
Yeah, he does. He does. Just because, like, when you in the Western Conference, the 3 top teams, you're either going to be going up against Jokic, so you might want to have somebody who can stand any type of chance to, somewhat make it hard on Jokic. You're going to be going up against Karl-Anthony Towns or Rudy Gobert, right? You need somebody who can either expose one of them or put some pressure, on them defensively. And you're gonna be going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder, and you're gonna be going up against Chet Holmgren. And as we saw in this series, like, yeah, you can kind of go at Chet Holmgren. That could be your game plan. But if you sit back and you're like, you know what we're gonna do tonight? We're giving Jonas 20 post-ups, and that's gonna be our offense. That's really nasty. You know,
It's not gonna work.
exactly. Like, and so whenever Zion does come back, you need a 5 who can fit next to him, so that Zion and him being 6'6", bowling ball, D lineman with a 40-inch vertical, that he can be the one going at Chet Holmgren, because that's gonna be much more successful than having Jonas Valanciunas post him up a million times. So, yeah, I feel the exact same way. He has to go.
Agreed. For all the reasons you just said. We talked about it at length last episode. Go check that out. I'm very opinionated on the matter. I'll let it rest because every Lithuanian on Twitter wants to kill me.
So two options.
Go ahead.
In order for them to address their point guard position, I feel like it's a little bit easy. Well, actually, I take that back. It's harder to find a center specifically who can cater towards Zion Williamson's needs, considering like the defensive issues at times, and also like it would be really nice if you had a spacing 5. But
exactly.
In order to find a guard, I feel like you would have a lot easier time considering like things going around the league. Another disgruntled star could possibly, we're not 100% sure what's happening. That situation's still loading, but Darius Garland has not been having a fantastic time in Cleveland, and the synergy between him and Donovan Mitchell has been into question, so that could potentially be an option. Or you could wait until the offseason and possibly sign Tyus Jones. He's a point guard who can get everything settled. He can space, obviously, and he's a traditional guard at that point, which is what they really need.
D'Angelo Russell could be a free agent too, and I know his name isn't exactly in good standings, but might be a better fit there. I don't know. Nobody's excited about the idea of D'Angelo on the team, so he's going to play somewhere, and he can shoot and pass. It's he's
even worse than
not the first priority when you go into this offseason, but if they left with D'Lo starting there next to all those wings, it wouldn't be awful. I'll say that. As a worst case scenario, that could be an option to throw him a big contract.
But that's even worse than CJ McCollum.
Oh, really? Fit-wise, though. Fit-wise. Fit is everything. But yeah, you mentioned that center's harder. Very hard. Let's talk about that, because Jonas Valanciunas is an unrestricted free agent. He's going to walk for nothing. So they're not going to be able to trade him unless for some reason somebody does a sign and trade for him, but he's not that caliber player to demand a sign and trade, The best free agent available is Nick Claxton, who isn't a big lumbering oaf down there. So he's not going to destroy your spacing, but he's not a shooter. So, he's going to be the dunker spot, and it's not ideal next to Zion. But he can survive with a non-spacing big if the shooting around him outside those positions is good enough. Is there anybody you guys see becoming available in the trade market that makes sense as a spacing big? Because that's what it's going to have to be.
The only part, I don't know. The only like shooting big that comes to mind, like we talked a lot at the deadline about Kelly Olynyk, and
true.
And Olynyk potentially going to the Thunder, he would have fit perfectly there. I think if you have him there next to Zion, it would be nice offensively. Defensively, hey, Herb Jones, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. You're gonna have to carry a lot. Trey Murphy, keep doing what you're doing. But like, if you want to maximize Zion, that's kind of the way to go, because to find elite 3-and-D centers, nobody's giving those guys away, right? Like those guys aren't walking for nothing, and the players who are actually like elite 3-and-D, they are going to command a certain amount of money, and I'm sure that the teams that they are on are extremely happy with having a 5 who can do that and unlock your offense. So you have to pick one or the other, in my opinion. Do you want like a rangy center who's really athletic and can guard the rim, or do you want to kind of lean towards offense and get a shooting big?
The best case scenario for them I can think of, which isn't even that great for a variety of reasons I'll talk about, but the Bucks lost. I think, spoiler, they just got eliminated as well. We're gonna talk about them probably next. They're gonna have to shake some shit up. Maybe the way they shake things up, I saw a tweet about this, is maybe they embrace Giannis at the 5 and get rid of Brook Lopez for draft capital. The Pelicans have a ton of picks. They could do a 3-team trade with somebody else that sends them money that makes it work to the Bucks, and they send some draft picks for Brook Lopez. He's old and not a good long-term solution next to Zion, but that could be a good short-term solution to help there. He kind of looked a little iffy, but he's a stretch 5 that can help you defensively and stretch the floor, even if he is getting older day by day.
I would 110% do that. I would look
like that,
how the Boston Celtics look at Al Horford. I would look at Brook Lopez the exact same way if I'm the New Orleans Pelicans. Like, hey, this dude is old, but we don't ask them to do too much. Get your big ass back there and just lift your hands up like these. And when we're on the other side of the court, stand on the perimeter and we're fucking Gucci.
But it's different though.
Big if though. If the Bucks don't get rid of him, we don't know. There's no reason to know they will. It's just a perfect scenario. Then it'd be cool.
Yeah, and it's a big if in that sense. And also, the Celtics don't ask Al Horford to do crazy stuff because they have Kristaps Porzingis, another 5 who can protect the rim and shoot very well. Like if Brook Lopez was going to go to New Orleans, he's going to be the starter, right? Like you're bringing him in to anchor your defense. So a lot actually would be asked of Brook Lopez if you went there. But I like that fit a lot. So yeah, I would do it. I would do that if I was New Orleans.
Maybe Wendell Carter.
Okay. Oh, I was gonna say Wendell Carter. He should be an option as well because he necessarily hasn't had the greatest year with the Orlando Magic. There's been times where he went through injuries that just like ruined the entire flow of the season. And even when he did come back, there were times where he just wasn't even starting and wasn't really involved in that offense as you would think he is. And so I'm not 100% sure how they view and value him a part of the core alongside Paolo and maybe Franz because, so they're still figuring out a lot of things. Yeah. But if Wendell becomes available, he might be the best all-encompassing shot to fulfilling all those answers.
I agree. They have John Isaac starting now. They have Goga. They have Wagner, who's a great backup. Wendell will be gettable, and I imagine he's on a new team next year. But let's move on because we know we talked about at length over the whole year about what the Pelicans have issues. We'll see. They're gonna make something happen. So they're probably the most sure bet to address some of these issues of all the teams we talk about.
100%.
So let's talk about the other team that got eliminated today. Probably less interesting, but let's get it over with. The Bucks. Should the Bucks do anything next year? You know, they lost in the first round.
No.
Hard to take it super seriously. They lost Giannis for the whole series, so you can't really learn much about it. But obviously the year was another disaster since the Damian Lillard trade. But Donovan, what do you think? They're not going to get rid of Dame, right? They're going to keep this team together?
No, yeah. They don't have any moves. Like you fired a coach halfway through the season. You need, for everything that we say about Doc Rivers, if we want to be fair to him, you need an entire offseason for everybody on your roster to be under Doc Rivers' program so that everybody can figure out what they need to do. At the same time, Dame came in tonight. He was not healthy. Like you said, they missed Giannis the entire time. I need to see 6, 7, 8 months and a real mentality change from Giannis and from the Bucks. And I think that only happens if they do some reflecting over the offseason. That's the only thing that I can think of. We've saw the improvement from them after they got Doc Rivers as a coach. We saw the defense get up
a little bit.
Yeah,
kind of came back down towards the end.
They were awful at the start of the year. I want to see Chris
Doc
Middleton.
Rivers actually did some good things in the series. Doc Rivers wasn't terrible in the series. They fought hard with their lack of talent. They made the Pacers sweat a little bit by switching to a switching defense. In the first couple games, they just decided to put 2 on the ball, which is like the common defensive meta now. Blitz the ball handler and make your role players beat you. And that's exactly what the Pacers wanted, right? They have a lot of guys that can keep the ball moving. Tyrese Halliburton instead of beat you with his passing. That was stupid as fuck, I think. But he quickly switched around, and they switched to switching everything 1 through 5 essentially, and making the Pacers beat you one-on-one as scorers, which is far from their forte, right? Aaron Nesmith isn't trying to be out here attacking Brook Lopez off the dribble. That was a good adjustment by Doc legitimately, and I think we saw a good fight out of him and good adjustments, whether it's him or the assistants, whoever it may be. Does that give you faith that, like, for that whole offseason, like you said, that they'll be decent under his vision next year?
A little bit, yeah. But I think my biggest concern with them isn't Doc Rivers. It's the fact that whether you are under Doc Rivers or under Adrian Griffin, Giannis and Dame never seem to click. And that is what this entire thing is built around. Our entire championship hopes are around the idea that Damian Lillard and Giannis are going to be this insane 2-man game, and we're going to be able to wipe the rest of the league with those two. And if they are on the same page, then nothing else we do matters. You're not winning a championship if they're not clicking. So that's what concerns me more than anything going into the offseason with them.
I 110% agree. Like, they could try their absolute best to do things to like fix all around the edges and get another 2 because Patrick Beverly's he's going to be a free agent. Also, Malik Beasley got to resign to Thanasis, or else Giannis is going to throw a hissy fit. So of course you got to like do all. It doesn't matter what they do. They could like go ahead, resign Thanasis, and add I don't know who's an impactful 2. Who's good at defense and can kind of shoot. DeAnthony Melton, like they could go ahead and do that. But at the end of the day, like none of that shit matters if Dame and Giannis aren't the duo that we all thought they were going to be, or can't even be half of that. They weren't even a quarter of that this season, bro.
Yeah, I get that. Also, so that's an issue, obviously. All we can do is hope that time fixes that. The biggest issue, I think, though, like it's a good bet that will be better after a whole nother offseason, more time, more health, if they ever are healthy, because it's 2 years in a row where Giannis is fucked by injuries. But, that's whatever. You're going to bet on those 2 stars. The bigger problem, I think, is that this team is old as dirt. Straight geriatric, straight old person's home. It's quite pitiful. And even though they're old as hell, they're not like top heavy with like great veterans or anything. This game they lost got eliminated. The Pacers had TJ McConnell and Obi Toppin with 20 points off the bench, just blitzing them. Guess how many field goals the Bucks made from their bench players today?
3.
4.
Shit!
One of which was
So
like Chris
bad.
Livingston in garbage time. He had 2 minutes and 30 seconds played today. I barely know who that is.
He was a high school phenom.
Andre Jackson Jr.
out of
played
Ohio.
5 minutes.
God damn, this is
Andre
so
Jackson
bad.
Jr. played 5 minutes.
Shout out
Doc
to
Rivers
him.
needs to play these young guys. He needs to play Andre Jackson Jr. Every Bucks fan is screaming about it. That is one step that needs to be done. Free up space for Andre Jackson to play.
He's the new Paul Reed.
But after that, what'd you say?
I say he's the new Paul Reed.
Yeah, literally, he's just the same exact situation. But even outside of that, all their role players, Danilo Gallinari played 3 minutes. Malik Beasley played 22 minutes and ran around, was 1 for 5 from the field.
You respect
Pat
Danilo
Con-
Gallinari and his mohawk. You never seen a mohawk like that. You're mad you can never grow a mohawk like that ever in your life. Shut up about him.
Man, just they need to get younger. And listen, I mentioned maybe a Brook Lopez trade is in play. If in a perfect world for the Pelicans to get him, that might have to be what they do. Because I don't know. You're not going to trade Chris Middleton. He's more valuable to you than anybody else, I think. Dame and
I
Giannis
agree.
are untouchable. You're probably not getting much for Bobby Portis. Maybe that's something they explore though. Maybe somebody wants him. I don't know. Brook Lopez is old. He has a lot of value for his archetype. Move off of him. Maybe make Giannis a full-time center. I don't know. Whatever it is, they need young pieces in there to rejuvenate them and try to get them some type of depth. It's another random tirade. What's the word? Tirade. We talk a lot about how in the playoffs depth matters less, right? And how it goes like 8 or 9 man rotation. Yeah. People use that to cope so much for teams that have no depth. That became so the other way where people were like, oh, it doesn't matter that our bench sucks. It matters less in the playoffs. It matters less in the playoffs when you have at least 3 guys that are good. This team needs 3 guys that are good off the bench. Bad. Because it's like the same thing with the problem with the Suns. There is no depth here, and that needs to be addressed. Otherwise, the star shade doesn't even really matter.
Said the Suns don't have 5 guys who are good. they need to figure that out before you get to the bench. Man,
That's hilarious, bro.
yeah, no, they're cooked. I honestly,
Cooked.
they are. I think Milwaukee is cooked. I agree that like if I were them, I would make the bet on Giannis and Dame trying to figure their stuff out. But honestly, if it was us 3 in the front office and I came to y'all and I was like, hey, let's keep Brook Lopez, let's trade Chris Middleton. How would you guys feel?
I would slap you and I would tie you up and throw your ass
Slap
in the
me?
closet, bro. Yep. You're getting
Physical
thrown in the closet.
violence?
Yeah. Report me to HR. That's the
combat?
dumbest shit I ever heard.
Okay,
Get him out of here.
Here's why. We've seen.
I wouldn't slap you.
It's been
You tell me you
2.5
want to slap him,
years.
and I would do it for you, Isaac.
It's been 2.5 years of us waiting for Chris Middleton to get back to where he was in 2021. What if that guy's just not here anymore? What if he's just not there? Like he played well like in this series and he's had moments throughout the season where you're like, okay, no, like it's coming along, but the guy that scored 40 in the finals, I don't know if he's ever coming back. So I feel like if you have your duo of Giannis and Dame, why not, I guess, be a year early rather than a year too late on Middleton?
Well, I don't think you're a year early anymore. I think it'll be like right on time.
Okay,
I think everybody
then
else
that's
sees
cool.
this too. But I'm not like
I
Mo. I
disagree.
wouldn't slap the shit out of you or anything. I would be like, all right, well, what are we getting for him? If there's a good deal out there, I don't think he's untouchable. Like if there's somebody that values him enough to give you like pieces that'll help your weaknesses, I'm with it. But I'd be a little hesitant because of how much we don't know if the Giannis and Dame thing's gonna work. Chris Middleton is like a good safety valve there, where we know a Giannis and Chris Middleton duo will work in a playoff setting. So like if they were all healthy and let's say Dame is having an off game, you could rely on a Chris Middleton Giannis pick and roll with Dame spacing the floor and attacking closeouts, right? Like that could be a look for you.
Yeah, I feel like Chris Middleton is he's invaluable to this team because he is the gap between what Giannis does really well and also what Damian Lillard does really well. You know, him getting those super tough post mid-range fadeaways and, you know, like playing in between the 3-point line and the paint and being a different type of ball handler facilitator and just playing the game at a completely different pace than almost anyone in the NBA. I feel like that's so valuable. He averaged like 28 or 27 this series and he shot stupidly well. He played great.
Yeah, he looked good.
I like agree with both you guys' sentiment of just like something needs to be broken from the main group. And I would like lean towards Isaac's way of like Brook Lopez being traded first, because I know he's probably, I don't want to say he's the more valuable commodity, but he's highly sought after because he's just the more rare piece. And I would hit up teams left and right.
But the problem is, I see what Dom is saying because they're not in a place of strength and leverage. They're going to have to do something unfortunate. They're going to have to give her a piece they would really like to keep. So it's really whichever one will bring the best return, which all comes down to the other teams and what they value. So there's definitely a world in where I think they have to entertain what Dom is talking about.
And
Lumpy Head can't go.
But also like you've already, and another reason why I think that Chris might have to be the one to go, you've already made a move that sacrificed your defense. You already got Drew Holiday out of here. If in 2 off seasons you went from having Drew Holiday at your 1 and Brook Lopez at your 5 to now not having either one of them and replacing Drew Holiday with Damian Lillard, like your defense is significantly going to take a hit. One of the reasons why we were okay with the fact that they went out and got Dame for Drew is because you're like, okay, like but at the end of the day, you still have Giannis and Brook and you have that foundation on your back line. And you felt kind of good about it. If Brook is the one to go this offseason, I don't know if you feel good about your defense going into next year on top of the uncertainty with Giannis and Dame.
That is true.
Yeah.
I feel like that ended up foiling though, because a lot of people realized that, not to be disrespectful towards Brook Lopez, but he was like a little bit overrated as a defender and he was kind of a Drew Holiday merchant.
Wasn't.
It's a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. With the way
he's just getting old.
He's getting old for sure, but he's just like a little bit over. I think how good and how elite of a defender he was, or whatever, was just a little bit overblown in my opinion.
No.
And I see how once I saw Drew Holiday taken out of that defensive scheme, and also like obviously I'm not gonna act like Mike Budenholzer just didn't get deleted from the whole entire equation.
Yeah.
I just see a lot more value in that than Brook Lopez personally.
I feel you. Yeah, it's less valuable when you have a Drew Holiday, and like I said, he's not getting any older and younger, so pretty soon he's gonna be far less effective as a rim protector. So I understand. But that's 3 teams. We are halfway through this. So what that means is it's time for Producer Corner.
Woo! Nikhil, what you got for us?
Let's go, Nikhil.
Woo, woo, woo.
Nikhil. Yeah!
Round of applause.
Hey, yo.
Our viewers don't know what I was about to say after that. They don't know the next line.
Feel insulted. Oh my God.
All right, let's get a Producer Corner. Whoa.
Why are you yelling?
I don't know. Listen, I'm excited. The Knicks won.
It's amazing.
Nice. Tell me what we're talking about today.
All right, man. Listen, you'll know I always have like a little narrative to start with. So I've been in my nerd bag lately.
As always.
Also, I knew that was coming. I'll say it. Listen, say whatever you want to say. I'll say it. So I realized, Wemby and I, we're kind of the same.
Okay. I'm listening.
Mo, how do you think me and Wemby are the same?
The only thing that I can think of you guys being the same is like you guys might have the same complexion. That's it, no?
Nah, I mean, that's kind of close. But basically, like a couple months ago, he was like, yeah, after 9:30, phone on airplane mode, it's time for me to read. All right, and I get that because my phone is also dry after 9:30, so I understand. All right, there's no hose in the line. I
Does
get
my text not count? Am I just nobody? All right.
you're
Are
not-
you volunteering to be the hose?
Whoa, no. He just said his phone be dry and I'd be.
You
Send
are.
a text once in a while.
That's your role now.
I appreciate the sentiment, but you're not her. All right, guys, come on, focus. So I've been in my nerd bag. So I've been reading a Harry Potter book and then I've been watching a movie. So I've kind of been going through the series again, and it's actually really fun. All right.
Okay.
So it's kind of been like the nerdy thing. It's been nice to like kind of follow along on like Reddit and see what people's like thoughts are, because I haven't done this as like an adult. I was just like a little kid when I did this.
Oh, you're.
I'm
geek
really
for
enjoying
real.
this. Listen,
Redditing Harry Potter is hilarious.
Nah, you're. A geek.
Listen,
Harry
I-
Potter Reddit sounds nasty.
whenever I was younger, I used to be all up in like Harry Potter fan fiction and all this. Like I
I was
was
gonna say
there.
you're gonna get to a weird place when you get to the books with trunks in it.
The book. Oh yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, keep going.
What is your question?
Yo, can I meander my way to the point?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You asked after you already did it. You already did the meandering. So don't ask now.
All right, so basically, I've been nerdy, been on Reddit, whatever. I want to know what is some of the nerdy things about you guys. What do the viewers not know?
Where do I begin?
It can be like random internet, like subcultures. It can be something you do outside of the internet. Like, listen, you guys might be touching grass in a nerdy way. I don't know.
Well, you
Tell-
go first.
Tell us something new, man.
Well, we know how you feel about nerdy stuff. So go ahead and give us your deepest, darkest secret.
I mean, I feel like everyone is a nerd when it comes to random passions and hobbies and stuff like that. When it comes to basketball, the most random times, bro, I'm looking at players' stats, like guys like there was some dude who I was watching
can't pick
who was on this
basketball.
show called like Wife Swap, and I was looking at his swap, but not basketball. Sometimes I go ahead and I sit down and I look at, I don't know, I'm kind of into fitness and health, and that's just like very intriguing to me. And whenever something physically happens to me, like recently I strained my calf. I've been watching so many fucking calf videos, bro. I know every single part of the calf, bro. And I figured out the other day that I hurt my soleus, which is the lower calf. So Kristaps Porzingis actually hurt, and that hurt like a bitch. That's the same reason why you see Kristaps Porzingis, Giannis, Jamal Murray was limping on that motherfucker too.
Nice.
So I guess I just get really nerdy when it comes to like the body and figuring out like what's going on with me, whether it be like physically and like what I'm eating as well.
So what you're saying is you're a gym bro.
Nah.
It's a long way to get them around to the gym bro.
Do you
I'm
read
not a
that stuff and like freak out, or are you just like, oh, okay, it is what it is?
No, everywhere, literally everywhere. I like, whether it be like TikTok videos, YouTube videos that were posted like 14 years ago, I'm all over the place. I'm well rounded.
Okay. What about you, Donovan?
Let's see. I really like
You're
to
not very nerdy, so I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, well, I really like to cook, and so I think like learning about like different cooking techniques, and then kind of like the food science behind it, and like why like one ingredient works with another one is kind of cool. Like I was watching some like pancake video the other day and learned that you can you can mix like apple cider vinegar with regular milk to make like a buttermilk kind of consistency. That way you don't have to go out and like buy buttermilk, because you like don't have to, because you only use buttermilk like once every month.
I love this.
You know what I'm saying? But like
That's the most unk shit I've ever heard.
you know what I'm saying? But if you have,
It's not even that weird.
But if you have like regular milk on hand, and I have apple cider vinegar,
Because why would you
then
go buy
can just-
buttermilk? Like, there's no point. You're not
Exactly.
gonna use
Then,
that
and
much.
if
I get it.
then you
That's
can just
respectable.
use it on demand. So yeah,
You're like
I
a
think
big
stuff like that.
buttermilk pancake guy. That's like your thing.
So like I haven't been, because I've been like cutting or whatever, but like once I haven't been cooking with a lot of like fats and oils and like butters and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
once I do get back into that phase, then yeah, like I will. I like pancakes and pancakes and waffles are two very like just perfect.
Donovan is
like,
an immaculate
breakfast
cook,
foods.
man. That's something that a lot of people don't know from what I just see outside looking in. The other day I put something on the grill for the first time, bro, and I burned hella buns on the goddamn grill.
We're gonna show the picture. They were cartoonishly burnt.
Yeah, Nikhil, pull it up.
Black.
I got you.
That was the most 25-year-old thing I've ever heard you say, Donovan.
What?
Yeah.
The whole tirade was so grown, man.
What do you mean?
That was aggressively adult.
What do you mean?
That's so embarrassing.
Not in a bad way. You're just you're an adult. That was an adult ass answer. What are you nerdy about? Oh, you know, health, cooking, Maillard reactions.
Damn, we're really getting up there. That's crazy.
I was gonna say comic books. I got a lot of Marvel comics on my bookshelf.
See, and that's real nerd shit. All
I
right?
like to balance the pH level of my buttermilk.
It's important. Like, what do you mean?
I get it. I feel you.
You're an anime lover. Derogatory.
I wish. I'm such an anime casual. I watch Naruto, Attack on Titan.
See, I'm such a big casual. I thought you were like tapped in just because I hear you talk about those two.
No, I like the normie ones that everybody likes because they're like, I grew up watching Naruto and Attack on Titan is just god tier TV. But other than that, I can't get into it.
Yeah, watch one episode of Inuyasha and your life will be changed.
Wait, Mo, you're in anime?
No, I'm not. I just only watched that one and that's
That's his one. That's his version of Naruto, Attack on Titan.
Yeah, exactly.
And obviously, I watched Dragon Ball as a kid. But yeah, just the normie ones.
Don, what's the closest thing you have to anime in your life?
Me, Mo?
Yeah. No, you.
I don't know. Like, I don't watch anime. I honestly don't watch a lot of like TV series. I have a very, very bad habit of like people telling me to watch a TV series and I'm being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch that. And I will start it. I'll watch the pilot. I will not finish it after the pilot. But I'll watch the first episode. And even if the pilot is amazing, I'll be like, okay, I got to go back and I have to do it. But I just can't. Binging to me it's like a task. It honestly feels like a chore. I honestly don't enjoy it as much as
you tried putting on some anime and you were just like, yeah, this isn't reality TV. Like, get this shit out of my face.
Yeah.
I've
Where are the $200 dates?
Exactly.
Let's discuss.
Circle.
You know what I'm
Where is
saying?
Issa Rae?
Listen, I've tried to watch anime before, but it's just never clicked.
Yeah, I remember one you tried with. Oh,
Exactly.
But
No.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
I nerd out in basically everything I'm into. I'm very that there's like that general what's the word? What's the word? I don't know.
What,
but I'm very much the type of guy that
like
will
a
just
fixation.
Yeah, I'm very much
Yeah.
the type of person that's like just hyper fixates on different things at different times. And I'm just like, I get into one thing and I'm just like, oh, I have to spend all of my time knowing everything there is to know about this thing. I just got back into my team on 2K. I've been doing it nonstop. All of a sudden, I'm the cheesiest my team player in the world, and I'm not going to rest until I win every game. I have the best team. I obsess over it. I pick one video game at a time and just obsess over about it for months. I go through a phase where I'm like, oh, I'm going to get into comic books. I buy fucking 40. And I have no time to read them. I'm just like that with literally everything.
It doesn't help that you go from like platform to platform and like the algorithm just chases you. Like it knows what your fixation is. It's seasons of life at this point.
100%. And I'm definitely an actual nerd about like writing in like movies and TV shows. I'm definitely like nerdy as fuck about that. And like I'm definitely the typical pretentious film bro with stuff like that.
Yeah, I do not care about films like that. Listen, you show me Transformers. That's good. That's good cinema. Shia LaBeouf was great in that.
I'm like, you gotta watch the French Dispatch. Wes Anderson went crazy. It's so. And Donald was like, huh?
I will never watch that.
Yeah, the list would be too long if I kept going.
Facts.
But anyways, look at these buns on the screen.
No, I don't understand what. So please explain. Walk us through. How do the buns get this burnt?
Listen, it was my first
Were they
time
buttered?
grilling. I was under duress. All right. While I was grilling, mind you, hella smoke in my face, wind blowing my goddamn direction. And on top of that, it's dark as fuck. Can't see shit. So I'm not really sure what the fuck I'm looking at. All I got is my phone flashlight. Huh? Yeah, all I got is my phone flashlight, but this weak ass shit isn't good enough for anything, bro. And then on top of that, the rest that I'm feeling, there is a helicopter search going on. literally right next to my face. There are strobe lights right
Why are
next
you
to my
followed by
face,
this
bro.
shit?
Why am I followed by? I don't know. I guess
you
it's
bring the
like
hood wherever you
churches
go.
is
Yeah.
in me, bro. I don't know what it is, but there's a literal police search going on. I hear sirens, ambulances, and all this other shit. And by the time I go ahead, I just decide to close this shit. I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'm too stressed out. They're just buns. It won't take that long. And I think I turned off the grill too at this point. So I was like, yeah, whatever.
crazy.
Like, it should be done. And I'm watching the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Orlando Magic. And then like 3 minutes go by. I'm like, oh, fuck.
30?
They're probably done by now.
That's great.
Huh?
Nah, he's got to be
There for
exaggerating.
30 minutes? You deserve that.
No,
That's
not
insane.
30. 3 minutes.
Crazy
Now, mind you,
swing.
by
How
the
does
time that I
90% of the time come off in that? You went from 30 to 3. Come on now.
Bro, when he
By the-
sent the picture, I thought it was the burgers. Like I thought this was like the beef patties.
Nah, the burgers came out immaculate, bro. They were burnt a little bit, but I was worried about like, you know,
Wait, so
getting
did
food
you-
I'm
poisoning.
sure they didn't.
Wait, so did you just eat the burger like just the patty?
He said protein
Nah.
style.
You scraped the bun off? You scraped the burnt
No,
bun?
so I think there's like 7 or 8 buns right there. There were 8 more buns that were just like perfectly toasted, and I ended up just eating like open face hamburgers and shit.
Nice.
So I was able to live.
You just like patties. You had a hockey puck.
All right.
Exactly.
What a great producer corner.
Shout out to you,
Let's
Nikhil.
get back to the episode. All right. 2 teams left here. We got the Miami Heat and the Los Angeles Lakers to talk about. Which one you want to start with?
The Lakers.
Actually,
I
no.
wanna make you sad again.
Wait, no. Let's finish with the Lakers. Let's just get
Okay.
the Heat over with.
Okay.
As you guys know, the Miami Heat didn't have Jimmy Butler, didn't have Terry Rozier, didn't have a chance to get the Celtics. They got blown out 4-1, gentleman's sweep. They won one game where they had the greatest shooting game in their franchise history, and people were like, "Oh my God, the Celtics are beatable!" because they made 23 threes. They weren't beatable. It was just shooting luck happens. Celtics took care of business. You know, it's hard to take a lot away from this Heat loss. They didn't have Jimmy Butler, didn't have Rozier, but we know what their weaknesses are, right?
100%. And there's really only one thing that they can do going into next season, and I need them to figure out a way to get Kevin Durant on their team.
Kevin Durant? Okay.
I
thought you would say Donovan Mitchell.
Either one of them, but I would like Kevin Durant just because I want them to have a little bit more size. But this is a team that, like, coming into this year, I was very, very critical of because they didn't make a serious, or listen, maybe they did make a serious push at Dame, and the Blazers were just like, no, we're not gonna like comply with Dame's every wish. Like,
That's what it was.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
yeah. And so like I understand that, but you can't go into every single year on some like, we're just gonna grind it out. We're just gonna, it doesn't matter the talent level. Do you know how good the Heat would be if they had talent and the grinded out mentality, like, and Heat culture?
And Eric Spoelstra?
Exactly. You would be amazing. The last time you gave Eric Spoelstra players, they were going to the finals every 4 years. Like, they've been to the finals two times in the last 4 years, but like, they need legitimate talent. And I thought that Terry Rozier was going to be a very big upgrade for them and very helpful. Wasn't necessarily the case. He'll be better next year. But to get a solidified scorer next to Jimmy Butler so that whenever the playoffs come, you don't need him to turn into this 35-point per game scorer, that is absolutely critical for them. They just need more offense.
Yeah. I think the days of playoff Jimmy are behind us.
I agree. And that's why I think and that's why I think that they need another punch, because it's unreasonable to ask him to rise to that level every year.
Yeah. I don't think he has that in him anymore. He's still good, obviously. I think he still has the consistent, really, really great player, low-level all-star type guy, but he's in the regular season. I'm not going to assume he's going to come out here and drop 37 for a series again like he did in the first round last year. Mm-hmm. I think we didn't see that burst at any point this year. Even in the previous years, we see him rise to occasion in certain times. I don't know if he has that in him anymore. He could prove me wrong. You never know, because we didn't think he had that in him when he did it the first time. I'm going to assume that's not going to happen. If that's not going to happen, obviously they have Bam Adebayo, who's probably their best player. If Jimmy's not going to continue to go Super Saiyan, Tyler Hero's good. Nikola Jovic, I think, is a player they should prioritize. I think he should if he's not starting, should play big minutes next year. We saw him really come on in the second half of the season. Jaime Jaquez is going to be in the rotation. Rozier should be a good piece next year. After that, we have the Caleb Martins. Duncan Robinson's back. Forgot about him. If Jimmy's not going to be that star player, then I agree. They need another star because I think he should be at the point where he's not expected to be the lead guy anymore. And, the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to make a move. If it's one of the guards, this team needs to be in the running.
I 110% agree. You can't keep on expecting Pat Riley to continue to sign off deals with Lucifer. Like, it's just not a consistent thing that you would want to happen, bro. Like, eventually, this shit is going to come to an end. Every single team, just in the NBA in general, but specifically the Eastern Conference, is going to get better. The New York Knicks, they're going fucking nowhere. They're doing nothing but getting 110% better next season. The Indiana Pacers, they're going to get that better next season once they continue to build continuity. You have to imagine the Orlando Magic going to build onto what they have right now, add shooters, et cetera, blah, blah, blah. And at this time for the Miami Heat, I feel like if they were just to continue to build on this really tough, limited in talent roster that they have, they'll just find themselves always in these, but hey, if Jimmy Butler can go on this run, which at this point, I think next season he'll be like 35 or something like that. Damn. That's very dangerous company. You'll be looked at as like a serious organization, but you'll never be looked at as like a consistent title threat. Seriously. You'll never be looked at as one of the top dogs.
Yeah, if they would have got the Dame trade done, we all would have been picking them as one of the favorites in the East. And they still have the capabilities of doing that. They still have the same assets they had before. They got rid of one pick for Terry Rozier. I forget what the package was for Rozier, but it wasn't a ton, I don't think. They have the same package, right? They have Hero, they have Jovic, they have Jaime Jaquez. Teams will probably want him. I think he's I don't want to say he's overrated, but I think he's more tradable than some people would make you think, given the fact that he's a promising rookie. I think he's closer to just being who he is because he's so old, obviously, and he has a type of game that's probably lends itself to peaking a little bit earlier in his career. He can be traded. He's not untouchable by any means. They have the same picks. They have Hero. There's going to be people available this summer. We're going to see a big season of roster turnarounds, probably with stars. They need to be in the running for that, and they will be, right? They always are. So I feel like for them, it's just like a wait and see because we know they're going to make a big splash.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, like you talked about their insane shooting luck. They made literally franchise history. And then right after that, the next 2 or 3 games, they didn't even hit like 22 threes combined. Fucking crazy, bro. It's only Miami Heat stuff. My question to you is, does Tyler Hero, is he like a variant is he someone you want to genuinely keep and build and continue on this run? Or do we got to go?
No, he doesn't got to go, but he can go if the trade is available for a star, and he's obviously going to be a very promising piece in those deals probably for other teams. He can go, but he doesn't got to go. I don't think there's no reason to trade him. He's fine, right? He's just Tyler Hero. Like, I think we're at the point where we know who he is. Very good player, not a star, never will be, but good player you want on your team.
And for that reason, that's where I think he has to go.
I was waiting on that. I knew it was coming.
He does, just because if you're looking at it from the Heat's perspective, you want Jimmy around, you want Bam around, and so you start going down the depth chart, and Tyler Hero's name he's right at that line where he's good enough to be on your team, but also if he's your third best player as currently constructed, you don't feel great about your title chances. And if you can turn Tyler Hero into a Donovan Mitchell or Kevin Durant or somebody else like that, then you probably will. And I find it hard to believe that other teams in the league will get a deal done with Miami for another star without Tyler Hero being in that package. So that's why I'm looking at it. I'm like, yeah, he has to go.
Tyler Hero's a very valuable player. Even if they couldn't get a deal done for
he's
a star,
good. He's
they could
good.
easily flip him for maybe a pick, 2. Not maybe a pick, definitely a pick, probably 2 picks also. And they could then use that along with all the assets that they had prior, similar to what they were going to offer for the Dame package, plus the extra first round pick that they just naturally gained through time. They have assets. They'll have a lot of assets for sure.
I'm not going to lie, man. They need Donovan Mitchell. Assuming the writing's been on the wall, people have been saying it for the past year that there's a good feeling that he'll be available, whether it's because he wants to be or the team decides to blow it up, whatever which way it goes. I have a feeling he'll be available. If he is, he needs to be a member of the Miami Heat. He will be so perfect playing a two-man pick and roll with Bam Adebayo. Embrace D. Mitch as a lead playmaker. Let Jimmy just be the grit and grind, close out the game sometimes, do the small stuff guy. Let him be tertiary ball handler to Donovan Mitchell. Embrace his passing chops that he's really developed over the years. Obviously embrace his scoring ability. All the stuff that Eric Spoelstra does to set up shooters and get them going off the movement and really make life easier for their shooters. Donovan Mitchell's never had that ability. He's never played for a coach that can do that. Quinn Snyder is great, but that offense was really D-Mitch generated offense predicated. You give him Eric Spoelstra, you're going to unlock a new ability to make him an off-ball movement shooter, probably embrace his passing ability as a lead guard. It would be a match made in heaven. I need to see it happen.
They have to do something. They have to do something. And yeah, I agree with you. I think that's the most obvious pick. So yeah.
And it's hard because most other teams we can think of like other small stuff. For them, it's like get the star or you're not going to be that relevant.
Facts.
Yeah, I 110% agree. Speaking of getting a star, I think it's time
God
to
damn it.
transition to the
God
goddamn Los Angeles Lakers.
Shut your
who
mouth.
Lost. Not in a sweep, but a gentleman's sweep. They got one
That's
game.
the closest gentleman's sweep of all time to you. Yeah.
Put that shit up on the goddamn rafters alongside the IST. Alongside the IST tournament, bro.
I think the scoring differential was like 11 points. They only lost by 11 over 4 losses. It was close every game.
That is actually insane to really think about.
It's nuts. It's nuts. And they won one of those games, so that's hilarious. That 11-point differential. It's ridiculous for a 5-game series.
So now that y'all lost, and it's been in your stomach for a little bit longer, and you can now process.
Hey, yo.
What?
Hey,
You've digested this loss. What do you mean? It's in you now. It's out of you. What do you mean? You've digested it, and now you can like.
There's nothing in my guts.
Okay, now you're out of your emotions now, and you can see this roster for what it is. What needs to be done if you're Rob Pelinka? What is the top priority?
I think you sit LeBron down and be like, hey man, what do you want? And then you should probably nudge him to go be a Knick. I think LeBron should be a Knick next year. Not really, but I think if that were to be the case and you have to plan for life after LeBron, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world because this team is going nowhere fast. And that's being pessimistic, but I think it would be cool to see him on the Knicks. Maybe I'm just hyped up off the win they just had, but I think that'd be cool. But assuming, he's not going anywhere, realistically, I think he wants to stay. That's been made pretty clear. They have several options, one of which you opened the conversation with was get a star. That's obviously been the front office's MO since the trade deadline. When they didn't make a move, they said they're keeping their picks. They've obviously been linked to Trae Young a lot. You can do that. You can really shift your team to be based around Trae Young and AD pick and rolls. LeBron's the secondary guy, being the power forward, whatever. A lot of Lakers fans hate that idea because if you watch the Denver Nuggets series, the last thing they need to do is get smaller and get another guard that can't play off ball, right? That's like the least of their issues in trying to beat the Nuggets. And a lot of Lakers fans will tell you they need to do the opposite, right? And get elite role players that they used to have and try to get big and be able to run this team back with slight adjustments to make them have a better chance of matching up with the Nuggets. I don't think either option gets you to a point where you can beat the Nuggets. So I think they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. And I would like Trae Young on the team if they could also have an elite 2 and elite 4 next to those 3 stars. I think people underestimate how good offensively that trio can be of stars, but it only works if you can hide Trae Young defensively with legit length 3-and-D guys, but you only have the assets to either get Trae Young or get those role players. So I think there's no real ideal world where you can make that work and have both best of both worlds. So I think they're fucked. There's that.
That's hilarious.
I think D'Lo's going to opt out, and I think they're going to lose him for nothing. And I think that's going to be terrible because you need that salary to get those moves and use those draft picks to add those elite players. If you don't have him as salary ballast, I guess it's even more difficult. I don't know what they should do.
Gabe Vincent is your starting point guard. Oh my God. Congratulations. 35 wins next season. Donovan, what are you going to do if you're Rob Pelinka in this situation?
I'm going out. I'm getting the star. Like I don't care what I have to do. I'm getting the star. LeBron is going to be 40 years old next year. You cannot ask him to turn up at the end of games in the second halves the way that he did in game 5 of this series in a lot of the second halves. Like we see it with LeBron. If he goes crazy in the first half, you expect a little bit of a drop off in the second half. If you see him kind of coasting in the first, you know that he's priming himself to go crazy in the second half. But having somebody who can legitimately take the scoring load off of him and some of the playmaking stuff to where LeBron can really just be this this perimeter player who plays off ball, which is everything that he's wanted since he's gotten to LA. He's been wanting to give somebody the crown. He's been wanting to let somebody else run the offense, and it just never has gotten to that point. If I'm a Lakers fan, I want to see Trae Young because of the star power, obviously. And I've heard you guys cry about how bad Rui and Taurean Prince and D'Lo, wouldn't it be nice to not need D'Angelo Russell to be your third best player on any given night and that be Trae Young? That would be very nice. And I think that I think it would just be a nice switch up than running it back with mid-role players and having LeBron and AD carry everything. And we kind of know where that's gonna land.
Well, listen, what about what you just saw from the Phoenix Suns makes you want to have 3 stars and a bunch of shitty role players? Because that's the situation they would be in. If you get him, you're sending Reeves out the door. You're probably losing D'Lo. You're probably sending Rui out the door with picks. All Rui, Reeves, and picks for Trae, probably. What about that inspires you after what you saw from the Phoenix Suns?
Well,
those 3 stars are better.
Exactly, and that is my point. I think the Lakers
not that much better though. Trae Young's not good off ball, and in the day, you still have LeBron James who needs the ball in his hands at certain times.
You would still have a guy in Anthony Davis who is an elite defender, and none of the 3 in Phoenix are elite defenders. And you would also still have LeBron, who at this point, LeBron is better than all 3 of those guys in Phoenix right now. And so you can make the argument that Anthony Davis is better than all 3 of those guys in Phoenix. And so if you add Trae Young and add somebody who, listen, I know he has flaws. Every player has faults in his game. He still is 20-10, and would be able to do some things exactly.
Damn near 30-10.
Yeah.
I think I would just like to see that rather than another year of LeBron initiating offense and then hoping that Austin Reeves rises to a level and D'Angelo Russell rises to a level, and having that responsibility be on Trae Young rather than them.
I can understand that. I think Nikhil put up this tweet. Fucking stupid. I saw a few tweets about this. The Lakers signed Valanciunas and let AD play the 4 again. Yeah, if you want to win 21 games, you morons, that'd be awful. That would be disgusting. That would be atrocious. That would be awful. I can't even say that. Awful. If you see Valanciunas and you think that's a fit with Anthony Davis, you do not know what you're looking at. This slow, lumbering big next to Anthony Davis, who at this point is an interior force that doesn't shoot threes, you are out of your mind. People want to have the glory days of 2020 so bad and think making Anthony Davis a 4 is how you would attain that? No. Having Caruso, Danny Green, Kuzma, KCP, and Avery Bradley is how you attain that. And those guys aren't walking through the door of Jonas Valanciunas, I'll tell you that. That would be disgusting.
Yeah, man. I agree with both of you guys' points. One side of it, when it comes to what Isaac's saying, if you do trade for that star player, you're going to have those necessary gaps. And in general, we've seen it so many times before in NBA history, whether it be the original big three with the Miami Heat, back when they had Wade, CP, and LeBron, or CB, Chris Bosh, and LeBron, of course. They lost, had to go ahead and get certain pieces in order to revamp their offense and all that other stuff. But at the same time, you have to maximize your potential. If maximizing your potential means Trae Young gives you that best chance, then you have to do it. LeBron's 40, and I don't know how trustworthy you want to be of him and his 40-year-old body being the guy on a consistent night-to-night basis alongside elite level role players. And are those elite level role players available? I don't know.
See, that's the thing. People, like I said, a lot of Lakers fans hate the idea of Trae Young for everything I already said. That doesn't help them against Denver off what we saw this year when they're outmatched in size from basically every position and really outmuscled. And you think about the way they play this year under Darvin Ham, Trae Young doesn't make sense. And I agree with that. If Darvin Ham is still coaching this team, if everything is the same with a LeBron and AD-led team, you're better off getting Alex Caruso and I don't know, whatever else you can do. Maybe Wendell Carter, Alex Caruso and Wendell Carter, whatever it may be, you're better off doing that. But I think they might be at a point where they have to just completely revamp the way they play. And if that's what you're going to do, I think there's a path there for Trae Young to be better than some people think. Because let's assume Darvin Ham's gone, right? They're going to get a good coach in there. If the Clippers lose, and there's been murmuring for the past 6 months, they might fire Ty Lue. That would be the dumbest mistake they ever made because he's amazing. If Ty Lue gets fired, he will be the Lakers coach. I can almost guarantee that. And assuming they have a better coach than Darvin Ham, I think there's a world where Trae Young is really unlocked next to LeBron, and they have better infrastructure than he's ever had with the Atlanta Hawks. Never really had a great coach there that's done a good job making him an off-ball scorer, making him, go passing first rather than scoring, whatever it may be that's necessary with the Lakers. He's never had a coach in Atlanta that's able to get that out of him. I think that's in there somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe he doesn't want to play off-ball ever. Maybe that's just not how he wants to play, and it's on him. I think there's a world where we see a version of him that fits with Anthony Davis, fits with what you need from LeBron, and you can get the strengths from that and don't have the weaknesses kill you. It would just have to be something where we really imagine a completely different Lakers team.
Yeah, I agree for sure. A lot of people underrate how big the Lakers are as a team in general. The smallest dude in their starting lineup is 6'4", which is either D'Lo or Austin Reeves or whatever. That's a huge advantage that they have on a night-to-night basis. And if they were to put Trae Young into that equation, you revamp every single thing because he becomes the target on a night-to-night basis. Yeah. So there's a lot that has to be considered, but I think that does genuinely give you the best shot to maximize your potential. It doesn't matter if you win or not, get close to it as possible.
If you do get Trae Young, though, like I said, you need to have a great defender at the 2 and the 4. And maybe they can listen, this guy's not a great defender. Let me preface that. Maybe in a Trae Young trade, they can get DeAndre Hunter back. And maybe a good coach can unlock him as a defender and really get the best out of him. Doubt it. Fucking doubt it. But maybe. That's very feasible to get him back in that trade too. He starts at the 4. So you have Trae Young, Blank, LeBron, DeAndre Hunter, Anthony Davis. A solid start. You need a great defender at the 2 who can fight around screens, guard bigs on the big guards on the perimeter, switchable, really high Trae Young and allow him to not have to worry about defense at all. And how do you get that if you're sending 3 first-round picks in Austin Reeves for Trae Young?
You're fucked. You're talking about DeAndre Hunter. I've seen him get slutted up by Caleb Martin, bro. You guys are fucked to just talking about which way you guys want to get screwed. That's all it is, bro.
Exactly. And if you can't get those key pieces, then it's a lot harder to imagine Trae Young working there. If by God's gift to earth, Rob Pelinka figures out the finesse of a century and has the best offseason ever and gets great role players and Trae Young, then we're cooking. But I just don't see how that's possible.
He did it once. He fixed the team on a whim last year. And
fool's gold.
The Westbrook trade is still haunting him.
Show me again.
Well, not even. It's not even fool's gold. Let me not even say that. This team is good. The Denver Nuggets are just unfuckwittable. This team is good.
They're the second best, in my opinion. Yeah, they were. In my mind, they're the second best team in the Western Conference. Genuinely speaking,
I don't think they're that good. I think they're that good. Better. The Thunder and Timberwolves are better. But if you want to tell me you think this is the 4th or 5th best team in the West, I'm with you. They are legitimately good. So the formula they have now isn't awful. That's why I understand Lakers fans who want to keep this same idea together. Don't trade Reeves. Keep this idea of how they play and just upgrade. Get an Alex Caruso. Get whoever else they can with these first round picks. There is a path there that if you just get a little bit better around the margins, you do have a path playing this way because clearly we all think they're good enough to beat anybody that's not the Nuggets.
And then when that happens and we get to December and LeBron sends out another cryptic tweet, what happens then? I do understand that path. And I do think that there is something to be said for having continuity and having role players that have played with each other for a long time. But we know how the LeBron cycle works, and we know that there's going to get to a point where the guy that you signed in the offseason, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the LeBron factor, if it's the Lakers factor. Both. The people that they sign in the offseason are not the players that show up in October for training camp. And we're gonna get to December, and everybody that all the fans are very happy about, they are going to upset at 1 or 2 of them, and they're going to want them to go, and somebody's going to be traded. So you might be in a situation where your big offseason acquisitions are out the door in January. Everybody's gonna have January 15th circled on their calendars. Like, oh, I can't wait till this guy gets traded. Like we do this all the time, and so that's why if that's the case, I don't know. I think I am leading a little bit more star power when we talk about the Lakers.
Yeah. I agree. In an ideal world, star power is nice. It's just they don't have the pieces to make star power really work.
Yeah.
If it's Trae Young specifically,
Yeah.
If they can get D Mitch, great, do it. It would be fantastic. But I think they get outbidded because their 3 first-round picks it's good. They can get that's a good package, but there's gonna be a bidding war if D Mitch is available.
Facts.
And maybe the Suns blow it up, right? They're not going to. But if Devin Booker and KD are available, maybe a talk. But like that's not gonna happen. They're gonna write it out. So if you're going star power, it's probably Trae Young or bust. And him specifically is a very particular player to build around. But maybe they go back to DeJounte Murray. Maybe they try to do that again. That's possible. I think DeJounte Murray's not a terrible fit. Not the best fit.
Yeah, they cooked. Yeah, they cooked. It's over.
They're good as fuck.
It's so over.
But no, okay. So now that we're talking through it, I think they probably should do to just get a couple elite role players they can. They have those first round picks. Send one for Caruso. Send one for whoever other big forward you can get that can shoot. Because like I said, the luxury tax thing is going to make some team have to trade some pieces.
Yeah.
Go get 2 more elite role players and try to run back the same formula because that's your best option, I think.
Rob Pelinka, call us up. Let us figure. Can us 3? We just need to go in like what's your boy who goes into like the restaurants like bar rescue, and we can go into every team's front office and just be like, yeah, you need to
Gordon
do this,
Ramsay?
this, and this. Yeah, just do
Kitchen nightmares.
Do this, and this, and we can put you on the right path.
That'd be hilarious.
We will get you.
Yeah, I don't know
right.
what forward is available because like it's easy for them. They're gonna get a guard probably. Somebody like a Caruso,
There's
somebody
plenty
like
of
whoever else may
guards.
be available. Dennis Smith Jr. I saw a tweet today. That's a cool fit. A lot of Lakers fans are
that.
pining after Lauri Markkanen. We've done this so many times. I don't think Lauri Markkanen's going to be available. If he was, that'd be awesome to see there. Yeah, there's going to be guys we don't foresee becoming available that'll be there. I think they got to just stand pat and just use those assets to get better.
There's not much they can do, man. I could interest you in like maybe a Sadiq Bey. I don't know, man.
Mids.
Isaiah Hardenstein's going to be a free agent, but the Knicks are probably going to keep him. Can I interest you in? Yeah, y'all are screwed, man. There's not a lot of options. It's not a lot.
Klay
of
Thompson,
options.
welcome to Los Angeles.
That would be a cool ass
Yuck.
storyline, but yeesh.
Yuck.
Maybe they go looking for these people that want to get dumped. They go find a Bradley Beal or a CJ McCollum. Something on the scrap heap.
That's who's really going to be on the team. It's going to be CJ.
Honestly, I wouldn't hate that.
He would be great. That would be
But-
a fantastic role for him. To be honest with you.
Yeah. And you know what? That's how a lot of teams, like that's how maybe that's their best bet is find some of these guys are getting dumped because they're not a good fit on their team and they're not wanted. Like how the Mavs got Kyrie for cheap. The Clippers got James Harden for cheap. Go get CJ for cheap and hope you can revitalize him next to an elite playmaker like LeBron. Just go the other way and have LeBron be a point guard again and CJ McCollum play off of him.
Look at that. We've been talking for like 5 minutes. And we have fixed the Lakers. Like we have options. Like, we can do it.
Brandon Ingram, welcome back to the Lakers.
We can do
reunion
it.
time.
We can save their lives.
Gross, bro.
Brandon Ingram would be interesting. I don't think I'd really want that, but it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Man, you're so in shambles, bro. You're talking about Dennis
It'll be
Smith
better.
Jr. saving your franchise.
Hey,
Brandon
Dennis
Ingram
Smith is
saving
nice.
your franchise.
Bro,
He's
if
great.
you
I
started
love him.
Dennis-
You're right. It's just funny.
A lineup of Dennis Smith, Reeves, Brandon Ingram, LeBron, AD. Kind of moved.
Yeah, it's
This
not
is the
bad.
most down
It's not
bad
bad.
I've seen you in a while, man.
Not bad.
Also, Darvin Ham needs to be fired.
I mean that's happening.
Who's his replacement if he's fired?
We'll see. We never know who's going to become available until it does. Last year, Mike Budenholzer got fired, so we never know what to expect after the playoffs.
I feel like signing yourself up to be a coach of the Los Angeles Lakers is asking yourself, please stay in my career from the get-go. Please leave a major scar in my career, bro. This is one of the worst coaching jobs that the league has to offer.
But it's not. Just be good, be competent. Like you have LeBron and AD. It's an easy coaching job if you're fucking decent at your job.
But there's 12 other, there's like 13 other guys that you have to coach too, and 9 times out of 10 we're like assuming that they're gonna be fucking ass. So it's like that, the scrutiny, the LeBron being the guy too as well. That's fucking hell. Like I wouldn't want to deal with that if I'm a head coach. I would never want to be a head coach of the Lakers.
So, end of the day, there's 30 of these jobs and they're really hard to get. So like people are gonna take the job. You know,
Yeah,
it's hard
yeah,
to
for
get him, and
sure, for
LeBron's
sure.
easy to coach.
He's easy to coach?
I didn't
What?
say that, but he's
Alright.
easy to imagine yourself wanting to coach him and wanting to coach a team that has that level of talent. It's obviously a difficult job with everything that's around it, like you said, but it's an appealing job, I think, at some level.
Completely
On some level.
That sounds like hell, bro.
I don't know, man. We'll see what they do. They have options. They have assets now. They want to deploy them. They want to keep LeBron. They want to keep him happy. He wants to be there. There's worse situations out there. You know, we talked about the Suns in the stream last week. Like I said, go watch that. That was a big dive into their situation.
Cooked.
They're in a terrible spot. They are in a much worse spot than the Lakers. So at least we're not them.
It's so funny. Real quick, Matt Ishbia went ahead and he doubled down and he was like, if you call 29 other teams around the league, 26 of them would trade their entire team for our team. What do you even mean by that? No one would want to be in your position.
The worst thing in the world is a delusional owner with power. That's him right now. Suns fans are in the mud.
He doesn't even know he's trying to get bars off, but the bars don't even make sense, bro. You have no picks until 2030, 2031.
Listen, they're going to get more picks after they trade Devin Booker to the Knicks this offseason.
Oh my gosh.
On that note, let's go to TikTok time.
Gonna be great.
Goodbye. No more Knicks talk. We'll see you guys.
It's going to be great.
Thank
We're
God.
winning the
After
finals.
transition graphic.
Crown Eaters,
Cue the-
where you at?
Cue the transition graphic. Welcome to TikTok time.
We are here.
As always, or not as always anymore, as often, today we're starting with the draft.
Accurate.
And this time we're doing a,
I like that.
as 70% of the time or so, we are starting with the draft. Today we're doing a draft with only one superstar player and 4 role players. So we all got to get deep into our team building bag and really do some deep cuts instead of just stars.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Let's see.
Let's see who
Where-
gets the
where are
real
we going?
value picks here, man.
Early prediction, who's going to sell?
Listen, I'm not going to lie. I might have to pull a Jonte Porter and bet on myself.
Wow.
You know what's funny?
Wow.
I saw a comment yesterday.
I might just get ahead of it.
I saw a comment yesterday from the last draft where someone was like, you know, we make fun of Donovan a lot for selling drafts, but he actually did good this time. And I was thinking, like, that's crazy because, like, the first 55 episodes of the pod, it was Mo who was always selling drafts. And
I
getting cooked for
know
it.
the narrative really changed. I need to know what in the comments. Tell me what episode really changed it for y'all. Whenever you guys are like, nah, Donovan's a seller. I need to know which one it was.
And it's crazy because Mo ducks all the allegations. Like, everybody forgot about him picking,
And
like,
he
Mike
still
Bibby
sells
over
on the
Russell.
low.
Nah,
still
I do
sells.
not-
He thinks we forgot.
Nah, I do not sell on the low. If you know, listen, look at the time period of my life. We went from the trilogy of the rats, that whole thing happening during the summer last year. And around like August, September, I'm like, all right, look, motherfucker, I got to change my life. And the only way I got to
You
do is
came up.
look in these drafts. Exactly.
As soon as I started getting money, I got good at drafts. It's crazy.
It's not a coincidence.
Draft order is me, Mo, Donovan. Real simple. Let's draft NBA lineups with only one star. First pick, give me the best player in the world, Nikola Jokic.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Very
Go
smart
ahead. You
pick.
can have that.
Yeah. Can't say shit about that. Okay, cool.
I need the player that elevates role players the best.
That is the obvious pick. So with the second pick, and go ahead and give me the second best player in the NBA, Luka Doncic.
Oh, that's just wrong, but go ahead and pick him.
It's not wrong. Sorry, sir.
Listen, that is okay. But now that you guys have your stars out the way, I don't have to pick one right now. So
Nice.
let's see. Where do I want to go with my role players? Give me a center who can space and play defense. Give me Miles Turner at my center
Okay.
position. And then
Smart team building choice.
yeah, and then I need somebody on the perimeter who can lock everybody down. Give me Herb Jones.
That's a great pick. I was hoping he somehow fell to me.
Herb Jones is great.
Best defender on the board, I think.
Speaking of perimeter, give me someone who has just as ferocious defense, but also give you a cool 15 point per game. Give me OG Anunoby at my 3.
Fuck.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Two
I like
picks in
that.
a row taken. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Give me someone who's just as talented as a defender of all these guys. Jaden McDaniels at the 3.
Okay. Clear?
And give me the real life 1-2 punch. Give me Aaron Gordon at the 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice. This is solid. Okay, you're just building the.
How
Denver
did you guys
Nuggets
let him
except
fall
for
to me?
Jaden
I don't know,
McDaniels.
but I'll take it.
That's fine. How did I let him fall to you? Because there's better options. That's why.
Not if you know I have Jokic on the board.
All right, where you going, Mo?
All right. So at my 2, go ahead and give me. I don't need to worry about my 4 or 5 because y'all already picked y'all bigs. So my 2, give me.
I might go huge. You never know.
Give me Jalen Suggs. He's a maniac.
Okay. Second coming of Marcus Smart. I respect
I'm
it.
giving you guys hell on the perimeter, bro. Second coming of Marcus Smart. That's so disgusting. Shout out to Marcus, but Jalen is different.
Okay.
All right. Let me go through my list of who I would like on my team. And you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. Give me the white boy from Isaac's team. Give me Austin Reeves.
Okay. It's a little ball handling. I respect it.
Yeah, so I would
Some foul baiters.
Exactly. Right. I need to get to the line. I would like Austin Reeves at my 2. And then at my 3, give me the best rebounder in the playoffs today. Give me Josh Hart at my 3.
Oh,
Damn.
wow. Nice.
Have my eyes on him for the 2. I respect it.
I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. So now I need a 4 and a 5 who can try
I don't know. Never mind.
who can try their absolute best to contain Jokic and Aaron Gordon. Fuck. This is going to be hard. Give me one of the... Oh, okay, cool. So at the 4, go ahead and give me Jonathan Isaac. Yeah.
Ooh, his long
I got
ass. Okay.
straight demons on defense, bro.
Damn. That's some length.
How you going to stop it? You can't.
With this, I'm going to stop it with the steals of the draft right here. Give me Derek White and KCP.
Derek White.
How is Derek White still here?
Derek White is
How-
a great value.
How did you 2 fumble? How did you 2 fumble so hard?
I didn't fumble. I got Jalen Suggs and OG Anunoby and Jonathan Isaac, bro. I got arguably 3 of the 5 best defenders in the NBA. Not here.
See,
That's
here's
nice.
why. I completely forgot until I'm looking right now. Completely forgot you took Jokic 1.
Oh, you still didn't even pick your star. I forget.
No,
Who are you gonna pick?
I mean, there's like a million stars, so like it's going third. It's fine, but
Okay.
all right. Well, where are you gonna go for your last pick? Because I'm
All right.
between 2 guys.
I need a very good center. I don't know if I'm worried about him stretching the 4 because having a vertical threat next to Luka would be kind of nice. Give me. I'm gonna take him. I'm gonna take from someone from your team, Donovan. Go ahead and give me Mitchell Robinson. Hella impact on my
Really?
team. You're gonna feel me.
That's the best you could do.
You're gonna feel me.
Okay.
Not finna feel any wins.
All right. You know what? I have no idea where. Actually, I do know. Give me Steph Curry. I'll take Steph.
Nice.
I need to round this out. I need just another punch of shooting.
The prophecy is fulfilled. Donovan once again is the worst team.
Congratulations, you lost, buddy.
Nobody's
Gold
getting
star
to the
for
rim on
you.
this bitch.
Nobody outside of Luka is shooting on Mo's team. Like we're shutting all that down.
What do you mean, right? We're gonna
Jalen
act like-
Jalen Suggs. Shout out to you, right? You're much improved. You're not getting a shot off. You're not doing it.
Mo for sure built first team all brawl, first team all perimeter fouls.
Exactly.
You're gonna leave the game with a broken knee, bro. On God.
So for audio listeners, my team is Derek White, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Jaden McDaniels, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic.
I mean, it's all
I
right.
really wish I had Derek White on
It's
my
fine.
team.
It's fine. It's,
fine.
okay.
I really wish I had Derek White on my team. Then I remember I got Jalen Suggs and OG Anunoby. I'm straight. So on my team, I got Luka Doncic,
Straight shit.
Jalen Suggs, OG Anunoby, Jonathan Isaac, and Mitchell Robinson.
See, that's the problem. Half your team just not going to play. They're just going to be hurt. So, I mean, I got off of that. All right. So my team, I have Steph Curry, Austin Reeves, Josh Hart, Herb Jones, Miles Turner.
I will say, most team would have the worst group chat known to man. Could you imagine these motherfuckers in the same group chat?
What's wrong? Who's the problem child in the group chat outside of? Yeah, who's the problem child? Jonathan
I don't know.
Isaac
Who's the
spreading
problem
good
child?
word. OG
Good
Anunoby,
word.
like he might not text back a couple times.
But who's texting the most? And who's texting the links in that group chat? I promise you it's Jonathan Isaac.
Mitchell Robinson's emotional asses when he'd be in there, leaving the chat every day.
He's gonna be
Don't do him
blocking
like
half
that.
the chat
Don't
the
do
whole
him like
time, bro. Y'all ain't real friends.
He was him in those black screen IG stories.
Don't do
Yeah,
him
that's
like
his
that.
bag for
Don't
sure.
stop disrespecting Mitch like that.
That's definitely his back. We can move on to the next video. Next thing we're gonna do something that has been requested for a long time. We're gonna do today's hoops grid. I never
Okay.
really do hoop grid, but people in the comments ask for it all the time. And I know there's some big soccer channels that do their version of that. Luckily, we have a website completely dedicated to giving us one every day. So we're gonna start doing it every now and then.
I've never done this shit in my life.
Me neither. I did like one time actually when it first came out.
All right, let's roll. Let's
Let's start with the easy ones first. Let's do the teams. Who played for the Knicks and the Trailblazers? My first thought, Josh Hart.
Now I was thinking Rasheed Wallace.
Which one has a lower rarity score?
Probably Rasheed.
Let's go, Rashid.
We move.
Yeah, Josh Hart
Yeah,
is very recent.
Yeah, too common. Look at 4%. We could have done better, but that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, Pelicans and Trailblazers. Josh Hart.
This man is everywhere.
He's everywhere.
Yeah,
It's
let's
always
just,
Josh Hart.
let's just go Josh Hart.
Let's see.
We
know
failed.
who-
I feel like we have tried this plenty of times. I don't even care about the rarity score. Let's just get 9 names on the board.
Let's get on
I don't.
the
I
board.
don't. I don't care about deep cuts today. I
We just
care
gotta
about
hit the
getting
finish line.
exactly. It's a marathon.
Trailblazers and Memphis Grizzlies. Ooh.
Did John Lure play for the Bucks?
I
Oh,
don't
you said-
know.
Wrong
Zach
team.
Randolph.
Yeah,
That's
there you
too-
go, Zach Randolph.
Zach Randolph is nasty. That
I don't care about the rarity score. Nikhil, can you put Zach Randolph in that box? You
Yes.
know we tried this multiple times and we get stuck.
I guess we're tired
There
of
you go.
failing. All right.
31%. Oof, terrible.
Jeez.
Baby
Trash.
steps. Baby
We're on
steps.
track for 90 right now.
Bucks and Knicks. First thought, Dante DiVincenzo.
Second thought, the Nassus.
Ooh,
The
let's do
Nassus,
that.
Let's do it.
He wasn't it. He started
The
his career
fucking
there.
GOAT. The GOAT.
Let's do that shit.
The Nassus Antetokounmpo. 6%. That's solid.
Wow. He's too much of a star now. People they're tracking his career.
my
His celebrity
goodness.
is rising.
Exactly.
Pelicans and Bucks. Who was played for both? Oh, Drew Holiday.
Okay.
Drew Holiday.
That's a name. That's a name that works.
Can we get
Yep, there
deeper
you go.
though?
Can you think of somebody deeper?
I feel like some big man played for the two of them.
A big man. They've had, I'm trying to think of big men as of late. Who was on those Anthony Davis teams?
Oh,
never mind.
DeMarcus Cousins.
He was a buck. He was a
He
buck.
was a buck for
He
a
was
quick
a
second.
buck. There we
There you
go.
go.
There we go.
He was a buck very technically. Let's go.
Yeah.
5%. Nice.
I love this.
Okay.
Memphis Grizzlies and Bucks.
OJ Mayo.
Whew, okay, let's go. OJ Mayo. That's a good one.
You're in your bag
like
right
it.
now. No.
Listen, when you don't care about rarity score, this is actually kind of fun.
Just avoid the whole point of the game.
Played less than 100 career games. Marshawn Brooks. Put him in the Grizzlies.
Oh
Tragic.
yeah. Draft bust.
Marshawn
We're
Brooks.
just naming it. This is where this is my bag right
Oh,
now.
no, he
Let's
played
do
more
it.
games, I guess.
What?
Armani Brooks, the top one. Let's go Armani Brooks. Oh, that doesn't work either. Fuck. Okay, never mind. Fuck a Brooks. Grizzlies players who...
Do you want to put
Jared
just,
Culver played more.
just a rookie?
Oh, who's that small guy they have on the team right now?
That small guy.
Who's a really short guy?
I know who
Gilliard.
you're talking about. Oh, Gilliard. Yeah.
Let's go Gilliard for Memphis Grizzlies. GIL Yard.
Trying to think for the
There we go. 3%.
Smart.
sickos like that. All right, Pelicans.
Pelicans players who played less than 100 games.
Zion
career?
Williamson. Haters in the back.
Yeah, like 104.
What
Okay,
draft
go-
bust have they have?
Yeah, draft bust. I mean, we could go their rookie from this year, but that's a little too easy.
Oh man, I was just
Who
about to say.
else have they had?
Trying to think.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should pick their rookie. What's his name?
Jordan Hawkins.
Shooter.
Or
Yeah.
Jordan Hawkins.
We just go Jordan Hawkins. Keep it
Sure.
simple.
Yeah.
Sure.
There you go, Hawkins. By definition, he couldn't have played 100 games yet.
Hacks.
I've destroyed our rarity score, but we'll take it.
Jesus.
That is okay.
92.
That is okay. Listen, we got an A on the test. That's all
We
I
can
see.
keep it below 100 if we go real hard with this Knicks player.
All right. I have a name.
Who was an irrelevant Nick from the dark days?
Cleanthony Early.
Clay Anthony Early it is. Let's go.
Shout out Wichita State, man.
Clay Anthony Early.
There
And
we
look,
go.
look at us. We stay below 100. Look at us.
That's going to be the new goal, right? 100, 90. We're just going to progressively try and get it lower. But this
there you go.
is the first one we've ever completed, so I'm very proud of us.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. We tried this like months ago. And we were
tried this several
so
times.
bad at it. And now we're ready
We
back
tried
to look at
this
us. Bro.
several times.
Our score is better than 77% of grids. Rookie numbers, but we can do better in the future.
Slow motion is better than no motion. That's what they say.
There you go. Well, maybe we'll do this a new weekly thing. We'll do it every time. Let's see how high we can get.
Yeah.
And we'll be transparent when we fail. Next thing we're going to do, going to bring back a segment we did about a month and a half ago or so. We're going to play NBA Guess Who. How this works is 2 of us will go at a time. We'll do different rotations so we all play. If it's first game, me and Donovan. I think of a player, Donovan thinks of a player, and we have to ask each other hints until we can figure out who the other person's player is.
Okay.
So it should be fun. Donovan, you got a player in mind?
I got one.
Okay. It's real simple. NBA Guess Who. Let's see who can guess each other's player first. Is your player an active player?
Yes. Is your player an active player?
He is.
Okay.
Is your player under 6'5"?
No. Is your player in the Western Conference?
He is not. Is your player a good defender?
No. Is your player currently in the playoffs?
He is. Your player is tall and can't defend. Nice. Is your player Rui Hachimura?
No.
Lakers fan.
Okay. Okay, so is your player a forward?
Yes.
Okay.
Is your player currently in the playoffs?
Yes.
Okay.
Is your player on a top 4 seed?
No. Actually, let me see. He's in a 4-5 game. I don't remember which one he is.
Ooh,
Actually,
shit.
he's in the 4-5 game? No, he's not even in the 4-5 game. No, he's not in the top 4.
Okay.
Is your player in the Western Conference?
Yes. Has your player been eliminated from the playoffs?
He is not.
Okay.
Your player's in the West. He's tall. He can't defend. Is your player a shooter?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. Is your player a starter?
Yes. Is your player on a top 4 seed in the West?
Yes.
Okay, I think I know your player. You better nail this. I feel like I know.
Donovan, it's time. Pull the fucking trigger.
He's on a bottom 4 team, bottom 4 seed. I'm just gonna pull up the seeding really quick so I can remember who is in the
Cheater.
No, this is not cheating. I just need a reminder.
It's just a reference.
I'm not looking at rosters. I'm not looking at rosters. We are looking at, you know what? Dang, everybody's been eliminated. So they have to be on the 4-5? Okay.
All you asked is, are they a bottom 4 team?
No, I asked if they have been eliminated from the playoffs already. And you
And I said no.
Okay. Is this is a starter? Is this Kawhi Leonard?
This is not Kawhi Leonard. Damn. That's a hilarious guess. I have 2 options in mind. Is this Karl Anthony Towns?
It is not.
Okay, I have one more option. I feel like I know who it is.
Oh, shit.
Is this okay? They have to be okay. So we're talking.
Ticking time bomb is on your chest, Donovan.
Let me look at the bracket. Let me look at the bracket.
No looking at anything.
I have to look at the bracket. I have to look at the bracket.
Look
I
at
have
me
to
when
look.
you talk to me.
I have to
You're a
look.
cheater.
No, is this Jaden McDaniels?
This is not Jaden McDaniels.
Ooh.
Is this Michael Porter Jr.?
It is Michael Porter Jr.
Let's go!
Damn. Curious
Donovan,
Mike for the win.
It's the Eastern Conference. Did you forget?
Yeah, I did. You know what? Time out. I'm getting this notebook. We're gonna write.
You better use it for next week. You're going out sad. That's the end of this segment.
That's hilarious.
Run it back.
My player was Jonathan Isaac.
Where's the pencil in this place?
Damn.
You're
He's
making
ready.
Matt slow to write everything
Ready
down.
for school.
Fuck no.
You know I have a short-term memory loss. We're writing this down.
I've never been defeated in this game.
I need notes.
You can get your link back next week. We're moving on.
Mo, you and I, let's play. I'll write stuff down. Listen, if I write stuff
That's
down,
why
I'm
after the
unbeatable.
pod, just for
I
fun.
completely forgot. It was in the Eastern Conference. There's too many questions.
You're like, why? I was like, what the fuck?
There's too many questions.
Yeah, man. Gotta get a quick guess who game in. Love it. Next thing we're gonna do, we have a tier list on our hands. We're gonna do a tier list of the last 10 MVP seasons. So, let's get real debatey. Talk about how they rank against each other, who was a fraud, who was one of the best seasons of all time. I don't know what you guys think, but we'll find out.
Listen, I already know where you stand on some of this. I'm not excited for this conversation.
It's time to embrace debate. There we go. So real simple. We have the last 10 MVPs. We're going to put them into a tier list based on how impressive the season was, how good the player was, however you guys want to take it. Let's start off with 2014, 2015 Steph Curry.
See, that was the
great
first
MVP, but
First
it's not. Yeah, that was the first MVP. Great MVP, but it wasn't 2016.
one. Exactly.
It was a great team, made the finals, so it was the team success is there, individual production was there, but we did see him have an even better version, so I feel like it's got to be A.
Really? Damn, I don't want to place this at B, to be honest with you.
That's what I was thinking as well, because the team success, like you said, was there, and this is very just like bag Twitter talk. But I mean, he only scored like 23 games. I was like, I
It
wish
was
I
like 24, I think, and even
that's what I'm
then
saying.
it was
Like
just
the impact was there, but like I just wish that statistically, scoring wise, that was a little bit more. So I would put it at B, especially because some of the other guys on this list,
Yeah, that
They-
MVP
they were
season
doing
wasn't
everything.
genuinely dominant. He had hella moments and stuff like that.
I actually
but
forgot.
it wasn't his league, at
Okay.
that point in time.
Okay, that's fair. I actually forgot it was that low of a point per game total, so I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go with 2017 Russell Westbrook?
This is S tier. Shut the hell up, everyone. No one want to hear shit. He had Kyle Singer on his team. DeMontis Sabonis as his stretch four. Good God, that was gross. Jeremy Grant, he had nobody on his team, bro. And he carried his team on his back. He defeated the Denver Nuggets on a game-winning shot on game like 81 or 82 to knock him out of the playoffs and also seal the OKC
Whoa,
Thunder's
we
chance.
defeated the 9 seed.
Phenomenal, bro. Phenomenal
see
job.
that's just hate. This man was running lineups with Steven Adams and Enes Kanter on the floor. Give
It's
him
a
that
great
shit.
season. It's a great season. It's just funny to be like, he defeated the Nuggets. Like, it's some monumental feat.
With
But it's a great
Andre
season. I respect
Roberson
it.
as one of his spacers, bro. Let's be for real.
I respect it. Yeah, they're definitely better players, but in terms of impressiveness, that can vault it up just because the supporting cast was so
It's the
bad.
first triple-double that we've seen in decades. This is special, bro.
Damn. Well, I don't know. We'll get back. There's going to be a lot of seasons that are better than that, but players that are better. So I guess we have to balance impressiveness versus how good the player is. So
Yeah.
if we're balancing both, I guess it makes sense for him to be S tier.
Exactly.
2014 Kevin Durant.
This is great, too.
It is.
But
It
was
is
it-
great. I don't feel like this is an all-time season from Kevin Durant. I'm putting this at A.
Yeah, he had like a 6% higher than league average true shooting. He was ridiculously efficient for that era.
Yeah.
Listen, key word, that era, that whole, if you want to take that whole stretch of Kevin Durant and say like he was S tier here, of course, you got that. But if we're stacking this 2014 year up against other ones,
Well,
It's
you
pr-
got to be relative to era. You can't get mad at him because he played a different time.
no, I'm saying like the 3-year span of Kevin Durant. Like if you want to take like his 3-year peak from like 2014 to 2016, like you can do that. But
That's not what I meant.
I don't, then what do you mean?
No, never mind. It doesn't matter. I just meant compared to where the league was at that time, he was way more efficient than everybody else. So like, it is a legitimately all-time great scoring season.
Oh, see, yeah, I don't care. I don't care about that nerd stuff. This is about A. This is not like
The nerd stuff of making with your shots? That was so basic.
Said, shut up and put down your calculator.
He made shots more than everybody else. Shut up, dork.
I think this might be an A tier. To be honest with you, storylines and narratives are carrying me heavy right now, bro. He was dominant.
I'm cool
as
with it
fuck.
being A tier. There's definitely more impressive seasons, but
yeah.
2014 KD is a better player than 2017 Russ. But do we think that his supporting cast was so much better that it doesn't make it as impressive?
stop finding ways to hit on Russ.
Boy, you made him S. He's the parameter now. We got to compare him. That's how tiers work.
Nah, you're hating. You're hating.
Do you think his supporting cast was so much worse that he can't be in the same tier?
Yeah.
We're leaving KD at A
Yeah.
for sure. KD at A.
Yeah. Because if I'm not mistaken, at least he had, like, I know Russ went down with the injury in 2014, but Russ played a little bit of that season. I don't
remember when he got hurt.
If I'm remembering that correctly.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
I would give Russ the edge.
All right, that's fine. I'm cool with that. That makes sense. Where are we going with Giannis's first MVP?
This is an S, right? Because he won a defensive player of the year along with it.
Gotta be.
We ain't see this shit
You're
since Michael Jordan.
Exactly. To be the best defensive player and the best offensive player, he's got to be S tier.
You got it, Giannis. Good job.
Credit where credit's due.
People forget
Where
it.
do we go with 2018 James Harden?
This is when he went band for band with LeBron in 2018. Ooh.
I'm giving this A. I think that one, there was a legitimate argument that LeBron should have been MVP that year. And two, and this might just be James Harden hate, but it felt like man, here you go. Like fine, here you go. You and Daryl Morey have been crying for years. Here goes your MVP. You got it.
After he got robbed in 2017 by that rebound merchant.
By who?
No.
The rebound merchant.
Hush.
Listen, even if he did rob them, Russell Westbrook, even if he did rob him, Russell snatched his chain. And I am completely okay with that.
I wish he would have snatched some playoff victories. A tier is fine.
Regular season award.
Exactly. Stadium.
Where are we going with 2016 Steph Curry?
Just put that in S. I don't even want to talk about
S
it.
easy.
No
bro.
discussion needed.
This is the best MVP season that we'll probably see throughout this tier list.
Pretty easily, I think.
Without
Where do we want to go with 2021 Jokic, the first one?
It probably belongs.
That man had no help. One of the most efficient scoring seasons from a 25 point per game scorer. No help, like a really terrible roster. Does it deserve S or is it just A?
How do you feel? It's been a couple years and I still have no idea how I feel about this MVP. Like, obviously he deserved it and it's like amazing what he did, but I still don't know. Cause
Bro, he started playoff games with Compazzo and Austin Rivers next to him. That team was fucking horse shit. This is an all-time carry job.
Hey, Facu was nice. What do you mean?
I mean, you say carry job like, oh, well, actually, no, you got it.
This is just as big of a carry job as 2017 Russ.
I know, you got it.
Oh, it sounds like he wants to put it in an S then. He spoke into existence.
Probably, I guess so. I wasn't sure, but probably, yeah.
All right, go S tier.
S tier.
Where do we go?
S tier is solid, yeah.
Okay, so was it 2019 or 2018 where Giannis won DPOY? I forget which one that was.
That's 2019.
18 was his, or no, 20, because 2020 was his first second one. Okay.
Yeah.
Where do we go with 2020 Giannis? The first one was S tier. He really wasn't any worse in 2020, but he didn't win the DPOY. So does that make him go down to A?
Yeah, that's fair. It's so hard to like put all these to like stack.
I know
them
they're all
up.
MVPs.
Exactly. Yeah,
Oh,
we can go
my
into
bad.
it.
Actually, he won DPOY in 2020.
Oh, all right.
Damn,
Switch
the whole
him.
thing.
It could have been even
Switch
fucking
him.
deleted. Yeah. Fuck.
Well, then
Damn.
Yeah, well, in that case, 2019, welcome to A tier. 2020, you're the S tier season. We got it wrong.
Same principle stands. We just got our years mixed up.
I was thinking for a second. I was like, hold on, what?
Yeah, I was like, hold on, let me double check this. This doesn't feel right.
There you go. 2020 Giannis in A tier, 2019 in no, you got it.
2020
Yeah,
in
yeah.
S tier, 2019
Y'all got
in A
it.
tier.
Y'all got it.
Let me make sure. What was the year Nikola Jokic carried them to the 6th seed? Was that 2022?
Bro, yo, Donovan, I don't know what it is, but your short-term memory loss has been permeating across this little room that we're in right now.
It's not short term. This is 2 years. This is 2 years ago.
God, that's beating our ass. Not gonna lie to you.
2022 Nuggets record.
Yeah, like I remember that was the year Jamal Murray had the ACL tear, and he was completely out.
Okay, no, I was right. 2022 they had. Well, you know, I'm looking at the wrong season.
You should be right.
In 2022 they were the 6th seed. In 2021 they were the 3 seed. Okay, so 2021 was the season where he had help.
Okay, cool.
2022
Gotcha.
was the impressive one.
Gotcha. All right.
So we're
Sounds
right?
good.
Spoiling it.
Flip them again.
Fuck.
Okay. 2022 Jokic is S tier, and 2021 is A tier.
Yes.
There we go.
Now all we're left now. 2023 Joel Embiid.
Come on, man.
F. Right?
Let's be real.
Oh, get outta
it's not,
here.
it's not F, but it is C tier. It is the least. It is the lowest one on this list.
It's lower than Curry's?
Yes. God.
Why?
He was not going to be the MVP until we started talking about race relations. That is
Race
literally
relations.
that's literally the turning point. Kendrick Perkins went on First Take and was like, it would kind of be racist if Joel Embiid didn't get MVP, and everyone was like,
Didn't?
and I mean not those exact words, but that was kind of the sentiment. And then everyone was like, whoa, I'm not racist. I'm not racist. He got it, bro. He was not like that. Narrative started in like February. It started in like February. We had already played a majority of the season. He wasn't gonna get it.
Zach Lowe was like, oh shit, no.
Exactly.
Oh.
Nick Wright scratching his neck. Oh fuck.
You think Bobby Marks wanted to be called out? No.
Oh, we going C tier?
Yes.
That doesn't feel right still. We got to fight on this.
You know what
It still
happened.
doesn't feel
You
right.
know what happened.
Even though that's what happened, like it wasn't necessarily the wrong decision.
Yes, it was. It was the wrong decision. We look back.
Fuck that decision. Compare it to Steph Curry back in 2014. Was that 2014 or 2015? My bad.
Even
Yeah. Okay. So you're getting caught up on whether or not Nikola Jokic should have won. But if we're talking about who had the more impressive season, scoring leader, top 10 defender in the league, another pretty good carry job.
if we had one MVP.
Well, no, he had Harden.
If we had one MVP where everyone's like, yeah, he should be the MVP. And then the other one where we're like, I don't really know if we should have given it to him.
That conversation was about the league competitiveness. Like that was about the league.
No,
and how
but like
crazy it was at that point in time.
In the moment, we did not feel good about like the instant switch up from Jokic to Embiid. 2 years later, we still don't feel good. Like this has never been a good decision that we could all like live with. We're like
we don't feel good. You
we're
don't
like,
feel good about
you
it.
You don't respect it either. We've called it a Mickey Mouse MVP for years.
That's jokes. I respect it. It was a great season.
No, you're like, okay, it's kind of the same thing with 2018.
I don't want to be
Harden.
racist.
Hey, listen, if that's your argument, okay. If that's your argument, you got to protect the brand. I get it. But like,
protect the brand. I get it.
come on.
Kendrick Perkins is gonna burst through this door, fucking backhand me.
Big sound like the Kool-Aid man just gonna come in.
Yeah. Oh God.
It shouldn't.
Somehow
it shouldn't
you
have
get
happened.
yourself in this every time. Holy shit.
It shouldn't have happened.
Did you listen to Kendrick Lamar today?
It shouldn't have happened. I'm putting SC.
Isaac, you're the tiebreaker right now.
C's
'cause
fine,
I
C's
put him
fine.
in B.
Thank you.
Fuck.
We
God.
can see.
Y'all are gross.
At least Curry had the team success. His scoring average was lower, but that was it's also era. The scoring averages were a little bit lower. That was pre big boom. I'm fine with that. Curry was a more effective player still, even though he wasn't averaging 30 yet.
A perfect tier list.
I think we should make use of all these tiers before we call it a perfect tier list. I feel like we should spread them out. And if you think Embiid's the worst one, put him in F. If you think Curry's the second worst one, put him in D. And then we should spread out the top two.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah, let's make it more realistic.
Who
Who belongs in C?
I hate seeing Curry
Who's the
in
least
D.
impressive of A? Probably Harden.
Yeah, Giannis can't go anywhere for sure. Giannis can't go anywhere.
Harden C. Do you want to go Kevin Durant in B?
Nah, I think he's still properly rated.
Compared to the two, I think so. Compared to the other two, he's for sure the worst. That's the worst one. So it only logically makes sense to make it because he's not fucking with that year Giannis and Jokic.
I think maybe you can compare that year Giannis, but actually,
No.
What?
Oh wait, hold on. Actually, let me-
Yes, you
let me do
can.
that.
Yes, you
let me do
can.
that.
I would take 2014 Kevin Durant over 2019 Giannis.
Okay, that's fair.
Peak Kevin Durant is crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
do
I
you
like
want
that.
2019 Giannis and B?
Yeah, 2019 Giannis and B. KD
Okay.
survive for now.
And do we keep that Jokic in A?
Yes.
Jokic belongs in A for sure. So, what about anyone in S? Does anyone deserve to be dumbed down a little bit?
Jokic and Curry have two of the best offensive seasons of all time. Giannis has one of the best two-way seasons of all time. And Russ has the coolest vibes.
For sure. That's important.
I'm sorry, Russ is so clearly not on the same level with these motherfuckers. Like, what are we doing here?
He is. The storyline.
But I do
carries heavy.
respect that, like the difficulty and the other stuff matters in the conversation. But does it matter enough when these three at the top are two?
Yes, it does. Nikhil, put him back on S. What are we doing? Westbrook belongs in S. He needs to stay there. He is what MVP is about. He is the first MVP in I don't know how many years, 20, 30 years, until Nikola Jokic, of course, to win like an MVP when you're not even like a top 3 seed, 4 seed.
Exactly. Russell Westbrook opened the door for Nikola Jokic to get his MVP.
He watched Nikola Jokic could run.
Exactly.
Let's talk
Nikola
about
Jokic should be thanking Russell Westbrook for what he did.
I just see 2 seasons that had the same team success, the same type of carry job. One player is a lot better than the other. So I'm not sure why they're in the same tier.
For that individual year, you couldn't tell me that, bro. Russ was shooting 35%, 36% from the 3-point line. He was different.
Great.
He was
How many
different.
wins? And how many? Guess what? They're both the 6th seed. It doesn't matter. It's okay.
Exactly.
We're deciding by looking at the seeds now.
Plus-
that's the only factor.
We're talking about impressiveness. Like you talked about Jokic starting playoff games with Campazzo and Austin Rivers. Kyle Singler and his cancer Steven Adams.
I'm just being a contrarian. I'm just hating. It's fine. We can keep him there. I'm just messing around.
Nah, you really feel like this. Don't lie.
Oh no, I'm right. I'm right, but I'm not. I get
Oh,
it.
sure, you're right.
You are not right.
Keep telling yourself.
No,
that.
Jokic is easily a better player than 2017 Russ. That's not a conversation.
You are
But
not.
I respect the allure of how great his season was and how impressive it was given all the narratives. I respect that enough to keep it next year.
He's like,
But
given all the
rest assured,
narratives.
Jokic was a much better player.
He's like,
That's not a conversation.
He said, given all the narratives, like Russell was out
Yeah,
here.
that's narrative. I respect it. Call it what it is. It's a better narrative, and I fully respect that as part of an MVP conversation.
It is what
It's
it is.
disrespectful.
But if you look me in the eyes and you tell me he's just as good of a player, you're just wrong.
That's not the conversation. We're talking about the
Where you at?
MVP.
I know.
No one
That's what I'm
cares.
saying. I get it.
I
That's why I get it. I get it.
Wait, look. They're
I'm
just
hating,
as good.
but with I'm hating. I'm hating politely. Well, I know I'm hating. I'm just joking. I'm hating.
I love the honesty.
On to the next video. I just wanted to see how turned up I can get Donovan. Didn't work. He restrained himself.
You was gonna me turned up.
Listen,
I was about to say.
I've learned from previous experiences. I'm always learning. Forever a student.
That's all you can ask for. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to play a game. We're going to do some legacy talk.
Ooh, shit.
And what this is going to be is I'm going to name some NBA players. You guys got to tell me if they're going to go down in history as a legend, a star, or just a guy.
Okay.
This is cool.
Got this idea from a Box to Box podcast. It's a soccer podcast. They do this when they say a icon, hero, or nothing at all. I think that's verbiage that they use in soccer. That we don't use that in the NBA. So I try to think of like the equivalents. But I thought it was a good idea and we're talking about.
Calling somebody nothing at all is hilarious. Shout out to those
I
guys.
know. It's so funny. Is he a icon, a hero, or not shit?
Yeah, just not contributing to society.
No place in history. But yeah, so this is obviously all these players are gonna be really good, but it's about how you think history is gonna view them, and like I said, their place in history.
Let's do it.
So real simple. Is this NBA player a legend, a star, or just a guy? First up, Jimmy Butler.
He's a legend. Well, actually, hold on.
A legend?
He might be a legend because of what he did in media day, on the court stuff too. Those runs that
Legendary
he went
meme
on
for
were
sure.
special.
Legendary personality, legendary NBA character for sure. But as
Yes.
a player, is he legend status?
I don't think so. Just because if they had won one of those finals, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we don't remember
You're right.
finals losers like that. Like we can give people credit, but at a certain point, you make it to a lot of finals and you keep losing finals. In 10 years, that might work against.
You know, he'd be legend status if he was like 0-1 Iverson, where he lost, but he's also the MVP. Jimmy was just like that level in the playoffs, not the regular season, so it doesn't quite have both.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll go star.
Legend belongs to guys who like will be talked about 15, 20, 30 years from now for the impact of their city. And although Jimmy like was cool and all that, but no one is going to be talking about how they got pure inspiration, stole some of Jimmy Butler's moves or wore 22, because no one's going to do that. No one.
Yeah. Okay, he'll be remembered as a star. That's fair. Next up, Jamal Murray.
If you just go off of his basketball reference page, he might look like just a guy. Because I don't think because the All-Star appearances and the All-NBAs, like that's not going to be there. But he's going to be next to somebody who 2-3-time MVP. Like it might look like Jokic and everybody else when we get down the line. Even though even though that's clearly not the case.
I think that's true. I think right now we recognize that he's like the best playoff riser, super important to them. But 30 years from now, maybe the kids will look back and be like, Jokic had no all-star teammates. Look at this. And we'll forget about him.
That is a nasty loophole people are going to use to boost Jokic.
Yeah.
Like,
his GOAT argument.
Jokic up for sure. But I don't know. When you think of playoff riser, you immediately think of like Jamal Murray. He is the number one case point, like blank definition of that. And he has
history,
so many
remember that?
historic moments.
Well, listen.
It will when you look up like playoff rising stats for sure. It shows history will.
Are we
He
going to
will
look up
be in
playoff
history.
rising stats?
Okay, but
Some people will.
But right,
You
so
know your
I
kind
put-
will, Isaac.
Mexicans? That's crazy.
No, stat nerds. The fuck.
That's good. No, but so Jimmy didn't win the finals, so we're not like giving him that credit. But Jamal is going to be on at least one championship team, maybe two. That might count for something. Like those teams.
Are you saying history's going to remember him as a star?
Yeah,
You know what? Yeah. We're gonna
can't
go
be
star.
just a guy.
We're
All
gonna
right,
go
let's go
star.
star.
I changed
Next
my
up.
mind.
Next up, we got Paul George.
Oh, this guy's a legend. These people's goats. You know what I'm saying? he has a theme song. There's nothing that Paul George can do at this point except for like rise in people's legend status. Like he's
Even if
he's
it's
kind
not
of
necessarily because of
solidified.
accomplishments, he's going to be remembered as one of the most iconic players of his generation.
All because his swagger on the court, bro. I love it.
Or it's different.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the
It's
original
such an
aura,
easy
man, for sure.
conversation. It's such.
We
an
talk
easy
about Anthony
conversation.
Edwards and Shea's aura. Paul George is the original aura, man.
Him in Indiana, him dunking on Chris Anderson back in 2013. Whew, my God,
Unlimited aura.
facts. Back when he had the little squiggly line on his hairline too, inspired so many.
Okay, legend status for Paul George.
That's so crazy.
Next up, Kawhi Leonard. Will history remember him as a legend?
Does he want to be
No.
remembered as a legend? Looking at this picture,
He doesn't want to be remembered at all. He wants to float away into the ether and never be talked about again, but he's not so lucky.
Facts, exactly. He should be a legend. He's definitely going to be a legend.
He's not. There's no way he's a legend. There's no way.
Paul
he's
George
a
is a legend. Kawhi's a legend.
No, but like Paul George is a legend for all the stuff outside of basketball. Kawhi has none of that because he doesn't want any of that. Like that doesn't exist with Kawhi.
But on
I think Kawhi's gonna be remembered as a legend because he has like the best what if story, but he actually won. You know, it's like, what if Grant Hill never got hurt? We're gonna say, what if Kawhi Leonard didn't have his injuries, but he still did it despite all that? That might be legend status.
Yeah, exactly. For what he did in the very limited amount of time that he was able to be actually had to be on the court when he was healthy, special. Think just off that alone, it's legendary.
Yeah, and he's like a top 35 player of all time, probably. If you look at people's peaks, like that's probably a legend.
People are gonna remember that as a legend, bro, for sure.
I hate this game.
Whenever you see a
You know what I hate
6'7",
so bad?
6'8" wing coming into the NBA draft who can play defense and shoot a little bit, they immediately be like, next Kawhi Leonard, bro. Immediately. He's that like same type of archetype that people try to hope that they come into the league. So yeah, he's a legend.
Okay. Next one, Vince Carter.
Probably a star.
You think so?
Like
I feel
he
like
has
history
like
might forget about Vince Carter.
I feel like he's just a guy,
I don't
to be
think
honest
so.
with you sometimes.
I think he's an age just a guy. No real playoff accomplishments. No real team that is going to claim him as one of their greats. No transcendent records. No transcendent MVP type seasons. I feel like history's going to forget about him. He might just be just a guy in 20 years.
Are the highlight dunks saving him from being just a guy, though? He has some of the greatest posters of all time.
Probably. Like
he's gonna be just a dunking guy.
As long as the NBA
But that's a guy.
keeps the slam dunk contest, Vince Carter will be remembered.
Exactly. I think that's
If you remember for the slam dunk contest, you're just a guy.
No,
No,
because
but that's just the entry point for where people like look at Vince Carter.
So I think age is a star.
I think star is fine.
yeah, we every like 2-3 years, someone from the dunk contest tries to replicate his dunk. We saw Jericho
They
Sims
put the
do it,
jersey
tear
on
up his
too.
thing. We saw Donovan Mitchell do it a couple years ago as well. Like, I think he definitely deserves that star tag.
All right, there we go. Shout out Vince Carter. You're a star. Next up, Zach LaVine.
He's just a guy. That is just the most guy I've ever seen for sure.
The most guy.
Can I look him in the eyes? That's a dude. That's a dude, all right.
What has he done?
He was on the path to being a star, but the last few years the Bulls have completely diminished his star power. Maybe he'll get back on that track, but right now it's looking like just a guy.
Listen, this is a back-to-back slam dunk champion we're talking about.
You love the dunk contest.
That's what these guys are remembered for. Like, what do you mean? it's what they do. Zach LaVine is a dunker.
You love picking a random part that's like such a small part of these conversations and making that every single one.
Do you not understand that for the last 10 years, every dunk contest, we're like, man, but it wasn't 2016. Like, it wasn't
the dunk
2016.
contest.
That
Like,
is
it
true,
happened.
but it
It
goes
happened. These
beyond
are
that
like-
for Zach LaVine too. Like when it comes to, if you're talking about like another dunk man like Vince Carter, Vince does it like in the Olympics, NBA dunk contest. Zach LaVine has done none of that outside of the dunk contest. So
And
I
that's
just wanted to
that's
put him in
fine.
that.
And that's fine. Like I listen, Vince Carter is a better player than Zach LaVine.
That
but
too,
like
yeah.
there's that. So I agree with you. There's like just
You're
a
helping
guy.
me. He's just a guy.
I agree with you. But like
Not facts. He's like, respect the dunk contest, but facts.
yeah.
people have accomplishments, right? People,
That's fair enough. You like the dunk contest more than I do, and I respect that about you.
I do care
I have
about
videos
this.
on my phone of you freaking out about the dunk contest. You have so much passion for it, and I respect that.
Listen, you exposed me the other day. You posted it. He posted the reaction picture.
Oh, the screenshot?
Yeah.
That's a good screenshot. That's a good meme.
Stop posting pictures of me. That's like the second picture you posted in a week, bro. Leave me alone. And I saw it, and I was so mad because you
were
posted
mad?
it. Yes, because you posted it right after the Knicks had lost, and I was just like, I think you posted that like last night. I was furious.
I actually posted it as a reaction to Tyrese Maxey gaming the Knicks.
I was so
The tweet was
heated.
like, Tyrese Maxey is gigantic
I was
balls.
so heated. I was so heated.
No,
I
you're
didn't even think about
diabolical
that.
for that, dude.
I didn't even it didn't even register in my head that like this might upset Donovan. I was just like, oh, perfect meme. Here we go. I have a folder full of reaction images. I was like, oh, that's the one.
He's a content guy to his finest, to his core.
Just plucked it.
It was awful.
All right. Next up, Joel Embiid.
He's a legendary playoff choker, so we can give him legend.
Oh my god, for all the wrong reasons.
Yep.
He's teetering though.
You also have to understand, at this moment, I hate Joel Embiid because of this series. I will
you're a
not say
Knicks fan,
anything.
yeah.
I would not say anything positive about Joel Embiid. So take everything I say with a grain of
All
salt.
right, I'm very neutral about Joel Embiid. I think he's on the edge. I think he's one of the most skilled big men of all time. Clearly one of the best big man scorers, but doesn't have the team success or any type of success outside the MVP season to make him a legend. I feel like for now he might be a star, but like he could earn his
He's
way to
not
legend
legendary. He's like he's gonna be in those conversations where it's like, damn, man, if he could have stayed healthy. And if you have conversations like that means people haven't seen you at the peak of your peak. He can't be.
He's knocking on the doors though. Listen, Giannis and Jokic are his peers. They both have titles. They both have 2 MVPs. They both show up in the playoffs. He's just waiting for his turn to finally be healthy and do it.
You know, I'll give him star. He's very firmly in that Charles Barkley conversation right now.
For sure.
Where he's the
Charles
best.
Barkley's a legend.
Charles Barkley wasn't choking like Joel Embiid. So like he has that level above him.
I agree. I'm saying it's disrespectful to Barkley to put Joel Embiid in this conversation.
I was just talking about the best players to never win a ring.
Oh, okay, my bad. I should let you finish. My bad. I cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's
fair.
it though.
Okay. Quintessential star, but we'll see. Damian Lillard.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This might just be a guy.
No, he can't be a guy.
You've seen the meme of Damian Lillard whenever he comes into the league. Damian Lillard 10 years later, the only thing that changed is that he's grown a beard. Like
He's obviously a star player right now.
He is.
But is history going to remember him? When we talk about the 2010s decade, 20 years from now, is Damian Lillard's name going to be remembered, or is he just going to be that guy that was below Harden and Steph?
He's that guy.
He might just be a guy because nothing happened. You know, there's nothing to point to put his name in the conversation.
He was never the best player at his position in his era. And what's going to happen is in 20 years, we're going to get to a point where he's very underrated. And then in 20 years, everyone's going to go back and be like, no, like you don't understand. Like he wasn't them, but he was still really, really good.
He's going to be Darren Williams.
You guys don't understand, man. He was the first player in NBA history to participate in every single All-Star event ever, bro. You never seen that
We
before.
love All-Star Weekend today. God, shut up.
It matters. It matters.
Y'all are going to make my blood boil.
We need to respect All-Star Weekend. Let's talk
We need to
about
abolish All-Star Weekend. We don't need to respect anything about it.
Show me another player who could do
And
the
that's a
3-point
problem.
contest, the dunk
is
contest,
a
show up
problem.
in the All-Star game too. You can't.
No, you're right. That is a problem. It's a problem that I don't give a shit about the All-Star Weekend. What happened to our league, man?
So you guys don't put him as just a guy?
I think so.
No.
He's gonna teeter back and forth between star and just a guy.
But it's not about how good these people are. It's about how history is going to remember them. And I feel like he isn't going to be that memorable.
Bro, why is he talking?
Guest appearance from Siri.
Tell Siri to stay in her place.
I would love for Dame to break into legend status though, because he's great.
I don't know. No, he can never go. If he wins a championship with Giannis within the next 2 years or so, I think he
Not
can
gonna
for
happen.
sure get to that. Like he'll be solidified in that star range for sure.
Yeah.
Teetering
It
legend.
doesn't necessarily have to be a championship. He has to do something memorable. Like his most memorable moment is making a conference finals and getting swept.
Right now, yeah, like the 2020 bubble run and what he did back in
Nah, I mean the shot over Paul George.
Oh,
is
okay, yeah.
He does have 2
Walk-off
series
game.
winning
Yeah.
game shots.
So does Robert Horry.
Game winning shots.
You're disgusting for that.
You are. You're nasty. You're nasty.
You're disgusting for that.
I'm sorry.
So does Robert Horry.
I like Dame a lot. Last video we got before we get out of here. Real
I like
simple.
that series.
I am going to name 3 players, and I want you guys to rank them 1 through 3.
All right.
NBA rank them.
Okay, let's do it.
This will be different types of combinations of players of different tiers, you know? Some of them stars, some of them role players, some of them young players. A nice little variety.
All right, let's run this shit.
First trio, Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, and Donovan Mitchell.
Anthony Edwards is the newest best shooting guard in the entire NBA.
Crown him. He's number 1. I held on Devin Booker for so long. Ant did his job. I think he passed him up.
Devin Booker,
Right
you
there,
got your chain
that
snatched
list?
live in front of everyone.
That list, the order that you have them in, that is the correct order. Is Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, then Donovan Mitchell.
I agree. They're all super close. If you want to put D. Mitch over Booker, I understand, but I'm still going this order.
I agree. This order's perfect.
All right, that's an easy one. Next up, we got Kyle Kuzma, Franz Wagner, and Jalen Green.
Kyle Kuzma. The thing that sways this is Jalen Green during the last 15, 20 games of the year. That dude is special.
Yeah.
He might be
He had a
number
crazy
one.
month and a half.
Exactly.
Who cares? Who cares? He does this like clockwork. He tricks you guys for a month and a half, and the season is going to start next year, and you're going to get the same old Jalen Green. It's Franz. It is Franz, Kyle Kuzma, Jalen Green.
I believe Jalen's going to take a jump. I think I can go Jalen over Kuzma for projecting to next year.
I need to see it. I need
Kuzma's good. I respect Kuzma. People underrate Kuzma because he's playing for an irrelevant franchise. He's good.
I need Jalen Green to score 30 points consistently after Groundhog Day. if he can do that, then I can put him too. But no.
All right, he's
What
3.
about you, Mo?
Nah, I agree. We can put him at 3 for sure.
Jalen, I try to give you respect and not having it.
Yeah.
Next
Kuzma's proven.
Shout out Kuzma. Jonathan Kuminga, Herb Jones, Austin Reeves.
Herb Jones is number 1.
Easily.
He has
top tier
one of
perimeter
the-
defender.
Yeah, I love Austin Reeves, but he is not one of the best at anything in the NBA. Herb Jones can say that. Not many people can say that in the NBA. He's one of the best defenders we've seen over the last few years, for sure.
Okay, I'm with that.
Kuminga versus Reeves is interesting. Warriors fans are going to be real mad about it because Austin Reeves gets shit on a lot for no reason. I still think he's better.
Austin Reeves is for sure better. He's been doing it for longer on a consistent basis. We've seen him in big moments before, show up and show out. I'm rolling with Austin Reeves easily.
He gets criticized a lot because some Lakers fans overhyped him to being the next star or whatever, and he's not that. But he's a legitimately really good role player, really good secondary playmaker. I would rather have him for this season.
I agree with all of that. I think that, listen, Kuminga is, the idea of Kuminga is really cool and really fun, but we haven't seen that consistently the same way that we've seen Austin Reeves hoop. So
Exactly.
Herb,
Once Kuminga
Austin,
can become an actual
Kuminga.
good big perimeter defender, then it's that. But right now he's a cone. So if he's not bringing you great defense, his scoring doesn't make up for it.
Yeah. He has all the potential in the world, though, to be the best out of this group, for sure.
Yeah. He should pass up Reeves in time. I agree. Next up, Alperen Sengun, Chet Holmgren, Evan Mobley.
Chet won, easy.
Yep.
Evan Mobley's
Rockets
last.
fans, you get mad at me for saying that. Don't care. It's true. Give me Chet.
Evan Mobley's last.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sengun deserves the nod
Yeah.
over Evan Mobley right now.
yeah.
But-
I like that.
If Evan Mobley ever gets a three-point shot of some sort, I think he could pass him up because the defense is legitimately top tier and the rim finishing is legitimately really good. But without spacing in the modern NBA as a 4, it's hard to be super valuable.
He's fighting Derek Favors allegations every week. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. That's what Streets is saying. He's Derek Favors. I ain't say that. That's what Streets said.
Streets is right.
I agree.
Okay.
No, they're not right. Evan Mobley's good. But yeah, I agree. It's the right order. Next one. Kobe White, Anthony Simons, and D'Angelo Russell.
All right. So give me. This is actually tough.
Who's the
This is
best
very
out of this
tough.
group? Is Anthony Simons the best or Kobe White? Because it's not D'Lo.
6 months ago, I would have said Anthony Simons. I think it might be Kobe White. I think he might have got me into his fan club this year.
They're all literally in the same tier, bro, in the same realm of just point guards in the NBA.
I feel safe putting D'Lo last just because we know what he is in the playoffs.
I agree.
We can have some type of, maybe these other two guys will be great in the playoffs. We know what D'Lo's going to do, and it's not pretty.
You know what? All right. Yeah. Give me Kobe White. Give me Anthony Simons. Give me D'Lo.
I think that's fair.
It wouldn't be surprising if Anthony Simons ends up being better than all these guys at all. No one would be surprised by that. But right now,
How old is
considering how the
Simons?
season ended for him, I'm fine with Kobe White being.
Simons
number
is
one.
low key in like year 6. Like he feels younger than he is.
He was drafted in 2018.
Yeah.
Oh, it's his
been-
time.
Simons is like a quarterback prospect where he sat behind Lillard for 4 years before he got a chance.
Yeah, but he's still hella young because he didn't go to college.
Yeah. Shout out. What did he go to? Was it IMG,
IMG.
Elite?
Yeah.
That fake ass school.
Fake school. They got hella prospects.
Donda
What you
Academy.
They're not doing no studying. They're reading lunch pamphlets there for study hour. Reading Chinese takeout menus. Next up, last one. Cade Cunningham, LaMelo Ball, and Mikal Bridges.
Mikal looks so bad here, bro. He's dead
It's a terrible
last.
photo.
Well, I wasn't talking about that.
How are we
but
putting
damn.
this? How are we putting it? Okay, I think this is the hardest one we've done.
Yeah. So LaMelo should be one. We know what he can be, what he can do when he's. We know what he can be when he's healthy.
Yeah.
Never healthy. So do we want to still put him one?
Mikal Bridges
can't put
does
him
not miss games. So do you guys, with that in mind too, do you want to boost him up for that?
I
Not
think
really.
I do. I think I do.
Okay, does Cade deserve to be one then?
Nah, he can't
Has he
be
shown
one.
you enough this
He's a
season?
perfect 2, I think.
We can't put LaMelo 3 though. He's clearly an all-star level player. Other 2 guys really aren't yet.
I know,
You're
but
right.
he is on very like first 4 year Zion type of time.
If Zion was on this list, he'd be one.
But that's just luck. I think LaMelo definitely deserves to be 1 for sure. Because we've seen the pathway. He's already made an all-star team. He just needs to get healthy. That's literally
yeah,
it.
I agree. Luck is the right way to say it. He's been unlucky. Maybe he's chronically unlucky forever, but I feel safe saying he's the most talented player.
For sure. I agree.
Cade versus Bridges. Listen, if Bridges is your 3rd best player, maybe he's better. But we know Cade can probably take a higher step than Bridges is capable of.
Yeah, for sure. The
This is
playmaking is
nasty
just
discourse.
like the biggest swing for me. Both like
But there is value to
same
being the best
level.
role player in the league.
You're right. But at the same time, and he doesn't miss games too. But I don't know. I just like Cade's ceiling a lot more.
Yeah, but who's better now?
I'm only with Cade. Last 30 game Cade. Lock it in.
You know, I'm rolling with Bridges. I'm rolling with Bridges. What Isaac said
Isaac?
is right. What Isaac said is right. There's value to being the best number 3 option rather than the 21st best 1 option. And
But
if
he's
that,
not doing it.
and if that is where you are going to be slotted for a majority of your career, I'd rather take Mikal Bridges.
I'll do that. I agree with you, but for this year, but I imagine Cade passes him up next season.
Yeah.
There we
I'm
go. That's the
outvoted.
order.
You guys are so wrong.
Yeah, get fucked.
Oh, God.
No, I think Cade next year should probably take that leap, but I've been saying that for 3 years straight now.
Listen, you're lucky I didn't put LaMelo at 3.
I'm gonna have Graves.
I wouldn't
in my
let it
ear,
happen.
but yeah,
Never let it
that would
happen.
have been crazy. The
I
All
was like,
Star.
I've staked my
nuts.
claim on being pro LaMelo and being the guy that tries to not overreact to injuries. I'm gonna stay on it, but we'll see if I'm wrong with him because
How many years in a row does it take before you say, okay, he's injury prone and it's not?
Oh,
just
he's
like-
injury prone as fuck. I can already say that. I'm with you there.
Okay.
Remember a couple.
What does that mean? I'd rather have Mikal Bridges? No.
Would you rather have Mikal Bridges or Brandon Ingram?
Mikal Bridges, easy.
I don't really want Brandon Ingram.
Mikal is easier, way easier to plan around and build around and stuff like that for sure.
Yeah, they both need to be very tertiary 3rd option roles. I would rather have Bridges in that role. Well, that's the end of the episode. Does anybody have anything that they should comment? There's like 3 episodes in a row I've asked you guys this and we've whiffed. Anybody got anything?
Why don't you have anything? What
Because I just like to pull from the crowd.
do you
guys
mean?
got.
What do you mean pull from the crowd? It's been 3 straight weeks. Where is your statement?
If you're still here, comment Tyrese Maxey has big balls.
Oh, see, that's
Oh my God,
disrespectful.
bro.
See, that's
Who's that disrespectful to?
Him,
Tyrese Maxey is a
Knicks
fucking
Nation.
goon.
You know I'm going through a hard time as we record this.
Oh, disrespectful to Knicks fans? Oh, fuck y'all. Comment Tyrese Maxey is him. Comment that.
That's why I hope LeBron leaves.
We're also recording this before the next game, so the main pod you guys have watched would have happened after game 6, so maybe they already got eliminated. Maybe this aged terribly. Maybe Donovan can laugh at me.
It won't.
Please. I'm praying that happens.
Sixers and 7.
Tyrese Maxey is him. Comment it.
Shut up.
Comment 6s and 7s as well. Let's go.
We'll see you
Shut
guys
up.
next week.